Bomb on the bridge where the tide can't flow, snap vivid like the Nikon. Been cold but the vibe warm, keep it locked like the vice arm. They got her twisted like the coat arm, heart something froze like the snowstorm. Her tote bag match her throat charm. She from the land of the sand where they flex so subtle when her drink mint muddle. Left home and her man in the game that he played for the sand of the shade. She parades you the square in her shades. She like why you do that, niggas be deceptive. Yeah, I'm pretty restless, long as the check is addressed to a residence. She self-heal therapy, she retail on clearance, but she shopping for clarity. Reap what she sold for the dividend. Know what time is the medicine, copping the wristwatch Cartier with the bezel on her credit. The man in hers weapons due. I swear she's so sadistic, defensive, pessimistic, reclusive. She too lit, independent. She too quick to dismiss courtship, concerned with malice. She pile up as the bout ends. She throws a talent. She clutch a half full chalice. Sip you from fountains. Check her rap. She chic, maneuver mountains. I fly away with you. Escape the negative. I'm just trying to let it fly away with you. Escape the negative. I'm just trying to let it. So grab her on this fly. Grab her on this fly. I let the thumbnail distract me from the bigger picture. Losing sanity to misplaced feelings. Real shit kept deep in her makeup bristles. Hotline blink, she sent 1,000 kisses. I just tripped, I sold 1,000,000 tickets. I'm way too focused on this image lately. My mind is racing, million miles a minute. No time to slide, I guess I'm bad with distance. I never text you back, lately my thoughts they drifted around the shots to keep us all from losing who we are. We're products of a generation where we swiping left across the interfaces. Out my mind, I tend to be evasive. Yeah. All the notice how the money made us. Referral, let's fly. Referral, let's fly. Referral, let's fly away. Referral, let's fly. Referral, let's fly. Referral, let's fly. Let's take a minute, girl. Let's take a minute, girl. Yeah. I want to fly away. Yeah. What do you say? Yeah. What do you say? Yeah. Yeah. What do you say, now, darling? Let's fly away. Let's fly away now, darling. Let's fly away. What do you say? Let's fly away.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody that's in the room. Good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me or the audio is kind of shaky or the visual is not looking good, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I will work on getting that together. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the building early. We got DSB. Shout out to DSB. Good to see you, bro. We got AB Promotions in the building. Shout out to my man, AB Promotions. We got Brooklyn Queen in the building. What's good with it, Brooklyn Queen? We got Affectionate Earth. Shout out to Affectionate Earth. We got DSB killing it on the ducats already. Shout out to DSB. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat. DSB being a ducat enforcer. We appreciate it, bro. Shout out to AB Promotions with the 5 months of membership support. Shout out to the whole green team. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to DSB again already with the 2 ducats. We definitely appreciate it. Shout out to DSB with the 5 ducats. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. We got DC Precise in the building. All right. Shout out to DSB with the 10 ducats. DSB killing it out here. He's the 5th sponsor of the stream already. We 9 minutes in. Definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We definitely moving towards being able to do that project that I want to do. So shout out to y'all for that. We got Win Loser Rug in the building. Shout out to you, Win Loser Rug. Good to see you, bro. All right. So let's get into it. We're going to start this off by saying this. I don't know if people have watched the playlist that I have that's called not the playlist, but there's a video called Democrat Misandry. You guys should check that video out. All right. And the reason why people should check that video out is because, like the title of this video says, Democrats have anti-black male sentiments as strong as Republican black people views. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. The Democrats do not want black men to have an influence or to have a voice. They use the same tactics and the same talking points as Republicans do to attack black male credibility, which is another reason why Democrats don't deserve anything from us except for strife, brimstone, and destruction. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. They use gender war tactics. You know what I'm saying? in order to attempt to create a divide to decrease the credibility of black men. They also find pro-black coon simp enforcers to team up with linebacker-sized feminist pro-black coons and use them as front people to maintain a gender divide, as well as to discredit black thought, black male thought. This is what the Democrats do. The Democrats, when they talk about these quote unquote podcasters and stuff like that, most of the podcasters that they're talking about are black males. Any of the feminists, any of the divestors, anybody like that, they're not attacking those people. They're attacking black men. They're not attacking Megan Thee Stallion. They're not attacking Nicki Minaj. They're attacking Kanye West, and they're attacking Killer Mike. They want frail black males like Barack Obama to be the front people. Ain't nobody having that. I forget who it was. There was somebody that said that the Democrats will never get behind a black male that looks like Rick Ross. And that's the facts. The Democrats are just as flaky and just as Mayo-linated as the Republicans. You know what I'm saying? These people are all frauds. The first thing that we got to do is we got to destroy The View. Because when it comes to The View, that show, for the most part, is the blind leading the blind. So why that show is named after anything involving vision is beyond me. Would you guys agree? Shout out to Dave Brown. What's good with it? Now, I'm not a fan of Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I got an issue with him. I'm just not a fan. Never really paid much attention to his music. You know what I'm saying? You know, not really big on his political views because he kind of flip-flops around. But he has every right to say what he wants to say. He has every right to feel the way that he feels. And if he has substantial evidence and a good argument behind what it is that he's saying, how dare The View, Whoopi Goldberg, Sonny Hostin, Adoso slave owner, descendant ass, and all those other people. What's the lady's name that looks like Janine on Ghostbusters with the big plastic glasses and the Mr. Potato Head schnoz on her face? How dare any of those post-wall women attempt to intellectually discredit Killer Mike without a logical argument to back what he's saying? How many people are tired of the shut up black men don't talk shit? I'm telling everybody, man, break them chains. If you fall out with people behind it, you fall out with people behind it. Yeah, that's her name, Joey Behar. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Show Brooklyn Queen some love. Shout out to Maximus Royalty. What's good with it? Yeah, the Breakfast Club needs to be gone as well. We're going to get on the Breakfast Club. We roasted Charlemagne up about 4 times last week. We're going to get back on their heads in a little bit. Shout out to Black Manta. What's good with it, bro? Joey Behar. You got Whoopi Goldberg sitting on there talking about she got reparations. Where's the check stub? Where's the receipts? And it's just okay. Oh, she can say this stuff. Where's the fact check behind Whoopi Goldberg's reparations? That's my question for you guys. I want to ask you guys a question. Shout out to Shamika Gray. What's good with it, Shamika? What is it that the Democrats fear about Killer Mike so much? They fear Killer Mike because he's not a simp enforcer. He's not going to get on there and let those dingbats on The View sit there and say a bunch of nonsense. He's going to stand up for himself, and that's exactly what you're not supposed to do if you're a black person. The stand your ground laws don't cover you, and you're definitely not supposed to say anything back. Man, screw that. Say stuff back all the time. Be belligerent. You know what I'm saying? Be belligerent. Shout out to my man, Black Manta. Black Manta said, chilling. I'm waiting for my Ethereum XRP. and XRP to go to the moon. Ethereum is on the way there. XRP, I don't know if you caught the tail end of that stream that I did yesterday. It was long as hell. You know what I'm saying? But Ethereum, it increased about what, 10%? They say that by the end of March, they're expecting a, what was that, 25% increase to about 75 cents. So hopefully it comes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Patrick Tyler. I agree. If you guys agree with Patrick Tyler, Whoopi Goldberg is another one who's outlived their celebrity expiration date. Give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now, again, one thing that I have to ask, and that we should all ask, and this is a question that if you guys notice, as much as they talk about us podcasters, because all they do is pay attention to everything that we say and steal our talking points, just like big YouTubers, just like how big YouTubers watch little YouTubers and steal our shit, steal our thumbnails, steal our ideas, steal our talking points. The mainstream media does the same thing. Because like the mainstream media, big YouTubers ain't shit. They got a machine behind them. They ain't shit. Just like the mainstream media. Matter of fact, they are part of the mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? They have a machine called Google behind them. That's one of the reasons why Google gives all the YouTubers that have over 100,000 subscribers support. They give them a personal contact person to deal with if there's tech issues or if there's issues with AdSense. They get all that if they got over 100,000 subs. And there's no YouTuber that has over 100,000 subs that doesn't have it. We can't even get in touch with somebody through an email if we got less than 100,000 subs. I don't want to hear shit from any big YouTuber about anything. Y'all got a problem? Get on customer service. Screw your videos crying about shadow banning and all that bullshit. The fuck out of here. Call your representative, motherfucker. The fuck you crying online for? You know what I'm saying? If y'all agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So I don't be trying to hear that shit. I don't have no sympathy for the 100,000 plus club because y'all got a customer service rep. We got luck and our subscribers that got to take care of us. And that's all 100,000 subscriber plus YouTubers, not just, you know, certain 100. No, all of them, every single one. Once you hit that 100,000 subscriber number, you get that service. Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. The 100,000 plus YouTubers are in the same box as the mainstream media. They have a machine behind them. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to deny it. They'll try to say that they don't, but they do. I mean, all you got to do is just look this stuff up. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? The View has a big issue with Killer Mike. How many people read the article that HuffPost wrote about Killer Mike last year? He's one of the most dangerous rappers since Kanye West. Why are these people dangerous? If you're a black male and you have a functional brain inside of your head, you're dangerous. Good. Let's show people how dangerous. Would you guys agree? Let's show people how dangerous. Shout out to my man DSB. Killing it on the support. Make sure y'all show some love to DSB. Throw some flames in the chat. Radiation emoji. Ducks. Everything. You know what I'm saying? With the $10 super chat. DSB says, we may be a small channel, but you got many behind you, my warrior brother. Yo, and I appreciate that. And that's the facts. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about Killer Mike. We're going to talk about Kanye West. And we're going to talk about these Democrats always attacking. We're going to talk about these Democrats always attacking black males every time they open up their voice. Oh, every time they open up their mouth, including simp enforcers that the Democrats have. Okay? Let me ask this question. Why is it that the Democrats can always find a simp enforcer to try to shut a black man up? What's everybody so scared about what black men got to say? Do it hurt? Voice too deep? What's the problem? Too much testosterone? What's the deal? What's the dealio? You know what I'm saying? Rapper Killer Mike clashes with The View after praising Brian Kemp. Don't lie on me. Killer Mike was also pressed on why he hadn't endorsed President Biden yet. Why does he have to endorse President Biden? Let me ask you guys this. How many black men in the building endorse President Biden? If you're a black man and you're watching this live stream, shout out to Rhonda. What's good with it, Rhonda? I seen your comment about JFK. My family is the majority of my family from the Glenville area. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that. My mom went to JFK, though. But shout out to JFK. I got a whole bunch of people from over there, you know what I'm saying, on my dad's side, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people went to Whitney Young and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Warrensville Center Road. Shout out to Lee Road. Shout out to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 216. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So let's ask this question. I want you guys to answer this. How many people feel like the Democrats treat black people as if we owe them something? They act like we owe them something. They sitting up here asking Killer Mike, well, why haven't you endorsed President Biden yet? Because he don't mess with President Biden. If they're assuming that Killer Mike is praising Brian Kemp, he more than likely clearly is not going to be like, nah, I'm rocking with Biden. I don't think so. That's something that somebody should easily be able to come to a conclusion on. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. We're going to listen to this clip, all right? And real quick, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment. Smash that like button. We got 26 people watching and we got 23 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 40, that would be amazing, all right? We're going to take a listen to what went on here on The View. Now, mind you, this is kind of an older clip. All right. This is an old clip. I had planned on doing this stream a while ago, but other stuff came up and there was other more important stuff in the news. Now we back to where we can get this one out the way and move on to the next. All right. So let's get it.
Recently for being somewhat critical of President Biden, saying you weren't ready to endorse him yet. What's your holdup there?
What's my holdup? Well, first of all, I think everyone should focus on hyper-local. We get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine. But if you are concerned with the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your wardsman is, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor, then you're just a part of whoever wins the Super Bowl or fanfare. So my most important election is going to be in about a year and a half for who's my mayor going to be. I think that Andre Dickens is doing a great job around housing in Atlanta, and I don't want that to be lost. In terms of nationally, I'm just kind of doing what my grandfather said, staying out of white folks' business and watching what happens.
Now, here's the thing, right? When people say, quote unquote, staying out of white folks' business, I disagree with that. I think that we should be all up in everybody's business the same way that everybody is all up in our business. How are we going to be able to ever deal with any of the situations and things that we have going on if we're not doing counter tactics to what people are doing against us? If we believe what we say and we believe that people are using their infrastructure to derange our internal politics, then how are we going to ever deal with that if we don't derange their internal politics back? I completely disagree with that. But again, I respectfully disagree. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go off on Killer Mike and call him all kind of names or nothing like that. I just, well, you know what I'm saying? Hear my perspective out on it. Because here go my thing, right? If you have invaders that come to a country or come to a continent, they've already went into your business. So if you're living your best life, you know what I'm saying, in Africa, and all of a sudden a ship pulls up with a bunch of people that look like people that you've never seen before, and all of a sudden they start doing shady stuff and people start getting weird diseases, and next thing you know, people start showing up missing. If you just ignore that, is that the optimal approach to take with that type of situation, or do you need to start tearing some shit up and asking some questions? You need to start tearing some shit up and asking some questions, because those people have then made you their business. We are their business. From the transatlantic slave trade all the way down to Hollywood, all the way down to sports, all the way down to manipulating real estate prices by artificially inflating crime, by artificially inflating people's monetary amount of money that they have, maintaining a racial wealth gap. So when a group of people has devised a business called the United States economy off of you, how do you stay out of those people's business when you are their literal business product? That's my question for you all, and that's my question for Killer Mike also. Real quick, shout out to Rhonda Smith with the $9.99 super chat. She said this for the 216. Fact. Shout out to the 216, man. Shout out to the 216. Shout out to the 440. Shout out to the 234. Shout out to the 330. You know what I'm saying? DSB killing it again. Shout out to DSB with the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all show Rhonda and DSB some love. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. man, look, man, I got some stories. I got some stories, Rhonda, that you would appreciate. You'll be dying laughing. You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is just shout out to Best Steak and Gyros on Euclid. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Peter Pan's on Noble. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, I'm going to see what happens if there's a candidate that pops up around September, October that needs a push that's really in policy.
Shout out to DSB. DSB killing it, man. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat with the $10 super chat. My man DSB said, I told you I had some blessings for you. Yo, bro, I appreciate it, bro. Like I said, all of the super chats and everything that I get, I really want to try to work on getting this side project feasible and then getting it done. If I can get that side project feasible and I can get it done, I really think that you guys will like it. You know what I'm saying? I also think that, you know what I'm saying, you know, greater, it'll do good for my channel too. But I think that you guys are for real like it. So hopefully I'm able to do that. Shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda said Peter Pan was a spot back in the day. They had the best Polish boys. Man, listen, they don't know about it. Man, listen, they don't know about it. They don't know about Peter Pan's. They don't know about the West Side Market. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about none of it. They don't know about none of it. You know what I'm saying? It's too bad, too.
Wise is good for us, going to jump up. But for right now, I just don't want to be involved in the soap opera because I'm much too concerned about what's going on in Atlanta on a hyper-local level.
That's so you.
So now here goes my question. What did Killer Mike say that was a threat to democracy? What did Killer Mike say in that little segment that was dangerous to black people? Oh, we got this is what I'm talking about. Corporate wars. We got a corporate battle going on. This is what I'm talking about right here. Shout out to AB Promotions. Make sure y'all show AB Promotions some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat, ducks for AB Promotions. DSB has taken my share in the channel, man. DSB out here moving like Bitcoin. AB out here moving like Ethereum. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? DSB out here moving like Bitcoin. AB Promotions out here moving like Ethereum. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Oh, man. So check this out. Rapper Killer Mike clashed with host Sunny Hostin, who I don't know if anybody knows, but she's a certified adoso. Sunny Hostin is a certified adoso. She's certified. This is not misinformation. YouTube can't do anything with my video for repeatedly calling Sunny Hostin an adoso. You know why? Because she's an adoso, and it's been confirmed. PBS got that show called Run Me That Family. And they ran, you know what I'm saying? They ran Sunny Hostin's family, and the results are she's an adoso. She said, I didn't know. Now listen, we all know the deal, right? We all know the deal. You know what I'm saying? We all know the deal. So we don't need to explain. We've talked about this before, but I just find it funny. You know what I'm saying? Rapper Killer Mike clashed with host Sonny Hostin on The View Monday after offering some praise of Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, while also explaining he's focused on local elections when asked why he wasn't endorsing President Biden yet. Why didn't he? What I would have responded is, first and foremost, I don't have to respond to President Biden, right? I don't have to respond to I don't have to endorse President Biden. And second of all, President Biden isn't even endorsing himself. Have you seen his approval ratings? President Biden's approval ratings are at the bottom of the toilet. The bottom. You know how stuff floats and it sits on the bottom of the toilet where the drain goes down and that one little hole where the pressure is at? That's where Biden's approval rating is at. TD got me dying. I'm about to put TD comment up in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, shout out to DSB. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. DSB said, "Rob, you so messy." Hey, listen, that's what. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. That's what people like. People like the mess. Would y'all agree? People like the mess. If y'all agree, people like the mess. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. DSB is killing it right now. He carrying the whole stream. Shout out to DSB. He got AB promotion in the dust. AB promotion got to put on one of them N95s because he just breathing in exhaust. AB promotion breathing in exhaust. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Shout out to TD. TD said Rob ain't playing no games. You went live immediately. LOL. Inside convo. Yeah, you already know, bro. Ain't playing no games. Ain't playing no games out here, bro. We ain't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? So now here says co-host Alyssa Farrah Griffin asked Killer Mike, a longtime progressive activist, about why he was hesitant to endorse Biden, to which he replied people should focus on their local communities. Now, you guys already know that TD gonna agree with that, right? DSB snapping. Shout out to DSB. Shout out to Win Loser Rug with the $2 super chat. Make sure y'all show Win Loser Rug some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat. Definitely appreciate y'all. And real quick, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment, smash the like button. Also, if you guys have not, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell and subscribe wherever you're watching from, and please share the stream to your social media. Now, let me ask you all a question. Do you all think that the women on The View were properly equipped to have a conversation with Killer Mike about local politics? If you guys think that they are, give me a thumbs up. If you guys think that they're not, then give me a thumbs down. He said, we get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine. But if you are concerned with the federal election and you don't know your city council, your wardsman, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor, then you're just a part of whoever wins the Super Bowl, the fanfare. He responded during his media appearance. The rapper supported Bernie Sanders in 2016 and also worked with Georgia's Democratic Senator John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock on their successful campaigns, which broke longtime Republican winning streaks in the state. He said the most important election for him is going to be Atlanta's mayoral race, and Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, who he said was doing a good job with housing in the city. Killer Mike, an Atlanta native, also offered some praise for Kemp, who he said has done a good job with business in Georgia. So now this is where everybody got triggered at. This is where them hyenas came out. You see the thumbnail with them hyenas from The Lion King? And let me just tell you guys something. As far as anybody that decide to get offended by me using the word hyena, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Whoopi Goldberg decided to take that part on The Lion King, which is why I got that on the thumbnail. Had she not done that, that thumbnail wouldn't exist. That thumbnail wouldn't exist had she not took the money and done that. You know what I'm saying? But she did. So don't get mad at me. Get mad at Disney. You know, do you guys notice that people have a problem with getting mad at the wrong people? If you guys notice that there's a big epidemic of people get inaccurately outraged, give me a thumbs up. If y'all haven't noticed that by any chance, then give me a thumbs down and keep an eye out. You know what I'm saying? See if you notice it. Shout out to Miss Nisi. What's good with it, Miss Nisi? So now here it says, in terms of nationally, I'm just kind of doing what my grandfather said, staying out of white folks' business and watching what happens. So now, again, I already said my stance on that. How do you all feel about that? I think that that's a passive stance to take, and I don't think that anybody's ever going to dominate or have the majority of power taking that kind of approach to anything. White people made us our business, literally creating an entire racial wealth gap off of using us as the business product. They created an entire international business machine called the United States economy, and against our will, literally made us their business, transatlantic slave trade, the actual business, you know what I'm saying? And actually created a sustainable business that has been empowering them and greater Europe for centuries. I don't think that that's the best idea. Oh, I'm gonna just stay out the bit. Nah, we need to first break up the business, then take over the business, and then maintain and run the business. That's what we need to do. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames radiation emoji in the chat with the $30 super chat. She says DEI. Facts. It's DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know what I'm saying? You never win taking a passive approach, if you ask me. Would you guys agree? You only win taking an aggressive approach. And that's why a couple streams ago, when we were talking about that, I was saying people got to start being more aggressive. People got to understand and manage aggression. You know what I'm saying? We got a competition going between Brooklyn Queen and DSB. DSB trying to make sure he stay the CEO in majority interest. Shout out to DSB. Make sure y'all show DSB some love. DSB said, watch it now. Watch it now, Brooklyn Queen, my warrior sister. Watch it now. You know what I'm saying? Show DSB some love, man. DSB killing it. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, I'm going to see what happens. If there's a candidate that pops up around September, October that needs a push that's really policy-wise good for us, then that's going to jump up. But right now, I don't want to be involved in a soap opera because I'm worried about what's going on in Atlanta on the hyper-local level, he said. Kemp has a unique place in politics, becoming a villain among Democrats because of his gubernatorial victories over a party favorite, Stacey Abrams, in 2018 and 2022, as well as his support for voting reforms that liberals maligned as suppression tactics. However, he has also ran afoul of former President Trump by not going along with his stolen election narrative in the state in 2020. So basically, when it comes to Kemp is like a Republican version of Manchin. Would you guys agree? Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to Charles Irby. Charles got some jewels in the comment section. He says passivity leads to complacency. This passive approach is hindering progress. I agree. And I don't really see anybody out there saying to be aggressive. I see people saying, well, let's SBE people into working with us. I'm saying, nah, let's out muscle people and keep them in that headlock, figuratively. That's what I'm saying. Get your weight up, out muscle the people, and then keep them in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? Hostin told Mike she lost him with his support of Kemp, and the rapper pushed back. First and foremost, it don't matter what Sonny Hostin says, because who cares? Second of all, how do you lose him? It was very clear. Killer Mike said he thought that Kemp did a good job with something about business. So where do you get lost at when it comes to that? Here's what they're lost about. These Democrats think that they can shame black men, especially, and black people in generally, into following the Democrats, which is part of what the NAACP's initiatives were when the Jays hijacked it and decided to make it an organization that stifles black economic progress and black share of power. Shout out to my man Kiko. Make sure y'all show Kiko some love with the $10 super chat. He says, I want to get in on this too. Down with the view. Facts. What is the purpose of them? Honestly, if you ask me, bro, the view needs to go down first, but all of these state-sanctioned Democrat shill AIPAC-backed organizations that attempt to derange the internal politics of black people and create false coalitions that utilize black energy to create and manifest tools to improve other people that strangulate us, they all need to go. They all need to go. All that stuff need to be gone. Hollywood making hella money on our history that they were a part of. Them same folks that run Hollywood was part of the same folks that were engineered and created slave ships, allegedly. They created the slave story, making money off the slave story. That shit gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Then they want to try to shut down Kyrie Irving or shut down somebody like Ronald Dalton. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they so hypersensitive to somebody like Kyrie Irving, somebody like Ronald Dalton, somebody like Kanye West. That's why they're so hypersensitive to those people. Amistad is a cool story to tell as long as we got somebody like Steven Spielberg who can write their involvement out of it. That's a cool story to tell. Rosewood is a cool story to tell as long as we can take all the Witzes, Steins, and Mets out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they don't want black men talking. It rhymes with blue, which is why they want you to vote them no matter who. And then they turn around and do stuff for everybody else. We got to start doing stuff for ourselves. The whole idea is for them people to keep your brain scrambled up, to maintain and take control of every single narrative. Well, us here at the ADL, you know what I'm saying? We're at the ADL. We'll make sure that, we protect you all with racism. No, you don't. You utilize racism and everything that happens against us and then try to somehow delineate yourself from other white people, you know what I'm saying? And say that the shit that's happening to us is happening to y'all when it's not. How you an oppressed group when you done stacked up 30,000 bodies overseas? The fuck out of here. Now they want to sit there, Joy Reid, and sit there and talk about we don't do our research. How do we not do our research? How does an oppressed group defy the alleged world governing organization and stack up 30,000 bodies without a consequence? Make it make sense. Shout out to my man, Deformed Pretty Boy. What's good with it, bro? Make sure you guys show Patrick Tyler some love. Throw some flames radiation emoji in the chat for Patrick Tyler with the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Somebody make this stuff make sense, though. These are the questions that we got to start asking. Those same people, bro. Those are the same people that I'm talking about. Those are the people that put the money in these other people's pockets and go out and tell them, well, we're going to just shame and, we're going to, try to suppress these people's voices. You're not going to suppress anybody's voice. Like I said, any one of these Democratic shills, anyone, Jordan, Jackson, Tyson, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Any Mike. I'll go heads up with them. We can lay out credentials. They want to sit there and say that people are uneducated. They could utilize their investigative and legal department to go verify my education. And I have a sit down with any one of these Democrat shills, whether it's the Democrat shills with the rings on their neck or the Democrat shills that play hyenas in Disney movies. I don't care. And you can see how a real Lion King runs the jungle if you want to step into the jungle with me on some intellectual shit. But they won't do that. All they do is just make blanket statements and threats, and then they never back it up. We could have a Zoom phone call. They don't want to do that. So then why you talking? Why you calling people out? Do your TV show, read from that teleprompter, and shut your ass up. Would you guys agree? Shout out to DSB, killing it again. Save some of your paycheck for yourself, DSB. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only YouTuber that you're gonna hear say that. You know what I'm saying? Save some of your paycheck for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you though, bro. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys show DSB some love with the 2 ducats. He says facts and truth. You're speaking, family. I appreciate it, bro. And I try to do that all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? Why? Let me ask you guys this. I don't agree with Killer Mike supporting Brian Kemp, but here goes my question. What right do these women have to jump on him about it? What Killer Mike should have asked Sonny Hostin is, you gonna cash at me some reparations with some of that wealth that your family built by having my ancestors enslaved? Shut your ass up. Asking me about who I support. That's what he should have told Sonny Hostin. That would have hit her deep. That would have hit her deep. Probably deeper than her husband ever been. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says he's the governor of my state. I have to be involved with him. I can't divorce myself, he continued. But let me say this. If you criticize someone, don't lie. Don't say I don't support Stacey Abrams because I did. Don't say I don't support Democrats because I've helped get 3 Democrat mayors elected, 2 state representatives elected. But if someone is in the king's seat, I'm not going to not have dinner with the king on behalf of my people. I have to do that. I mean, that's one way to look at it. That's one way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB Promotions. I'm so disrespectful. Shout out to DSB. Shout out to DSB. My man DSB says, I'm always good, family. Yo, that's what's good, bro. I appreciate you, bro. So make it make sense. Why is it that people think that this is okay? Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? Right. And Shamika got the right idea. If you guys agree with Shamika, give me a thumbs up. Shamika says both of them are racist. I'm voting for my check. Facts. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Facts. Diaz, look, Stacey Abrams, her idea of black men is to go to a cigar lounge and drink cognac. She thinks that black men should have a political conversation at Club Shay Shay. What kind of black men is she used to being around? She, another one, looked like a lost member of the Facts of Life crew. Her and Roland Martin, they should have had both of them on there. One thing, if you ask me, that black men should start doing is really start going in on denouncing and implementing consequences on people that attempt to intellectually disrespect us. They need to be financially and publicly, figuratively destroyed. And that's one of the reasons why Joy Reid or Tiffany Cross or any of these people can get on anything, anywhere, and say that they can do whatever they want to, but the StreamYard link is always available. Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse is always available. You can get served up on any plate you want to get served up on. But they'll never do it because the idea for them is to utilize their machine that's behind them as a megaphone, never to debate points and tactics. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nisi. Miss Nisi out here killing it. Make sure y'all show some love to Miss Nisi with the $50 super chat. Miss Nisi says, I got to support you, Rob. Thank you. Hey, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm telling y'all, I got the best subscribers on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the YouTube algorithm routed me all of the real people on YouTube, the open-minded and intelligent people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all show Miss Nisi some love. Throw some flames in the chat. Radiation emoji. You know what I'm saying? And I got to agree. Shout out to my man, Deformed Pretty Boy. They don't want to talk to people. All they want to do is just repeat a narrative. And now look at all the stuff that Killer Mike did. All his stuff that he did helping these particular Democrats. And then they want to turn around and say that he's anti-Democrat? How? Shout out to AB Promotions. How, Sway? Now, where is the embedded message on this that what's being said here is incorrect? Shout out to DC Precise. And no Russian bots here except for TD. Facts. Facts. And TD them left already. You see, he was you see how TD do. You see how TD do? TD, now that he done figured out how to comment over on Twitter, he comment on Twitter. So he don't have to super chat. That never comes up. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, but yo, that's another thing that y'all need to do. Make sure that y'all follow @BasedReality2 on Twitter. And that way, like yesterday when we had those people start spamming in the chat about the RFK coin, trying to pump the RFK coin, if you're not a member or if you're not a mod, you'll be able to chat. So make sure that you're subscribed on Twitch and @BasedReality2 on Twitter, so that if you're not a member and I gotta flip it to members only for moderation of the chat, you know what I'm saying, then y'all be able to chat. Y'all be able to talk like that, because then, you know what I'm saying, the trolls ain't about to go through all that extra work to find, unless it's Fart Man. Now, Fart Man is a troll that will go through that extra effort to go do all that and troll. You know what I'm saying? But aside from him, ain't nobody else about to do that. But Fart Man paying your boy ducats. So, you know what I'm saying? As long as Fart Man don't get too out of control, you know what I'm saying? We just let him do his thing in the comment section and talk to himself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, look at this. Look at that. Yeah, Yagman and Bottom returns. Oh, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Don't look. I got two questions for Yagman and Bottom. The first question is, how do you feel about TD Jakes? The second question is, how do you feel about P. Diddy? Those are my two questions for Yagman and Bottom. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Hostin then provided Killer Mike with a list of Biden administration accomplishments for the Black community. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many people can provide me a list of Biden administration accomplishments for Black people? Can anybody in here provide me with that list? What is a list of accomplishments, a list of legislation specifically geared towards, written for Black people that the Biden administration has done? Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what TD Jake said? He said, "Oh, would." Oh, man. Oh, man. Look, hey, look. Shout out to Sway, the remix god. You know what I'm saying? Yagman and Bottom, don't come in here talking that shit now, because I tear this bitch up. I'll tear this bitch up. I will. Facts. Yeah, there's no list of accomplishments that Biden can say that he's done specifically for the black community. There's unemployment numbers that have been debunked. He hasn't addressed the migrant crisis, which is affecting many black men. Which shout out to Miss Nisi. Which clip you want me to play? Hold on real quick. We got to take a commercial break real quick. Y'all want me to play with y'all want me to play both of them? Oh man, Sway the remix guy crazy, man. Sway the remix god is the ultimate YouTube troll or the ultimate internet troll. That's the ultimate internet troll right there. His troll game is on 30,000. You know what I'm saying? All right, Miss Nisi says she won both. Hold on real quick. Oh man, hold on real quick. Let me see. Hold on. I can only play a little bit because I ain't trying to get the copyright strike. You know, Sway the remix god, the one that made that he made that that put your glasses back on remix too.
You don't want me to get mad. I'll tie this bitch up. I will. I'll tie this bitch up from the plum to the rooter. You don't fuck with me. Get the fuck. What you doing?
Hey, the funniest part on this, watch this white lady jump back. Watch how she jumps back. That black lady jumps up and the white lady jumps back. Watch this.
You see how I'm shaking? You don't want me to get mad. I'll tie this bitch up. I will. I'll tie this bitch up from the plum to the rooter. You don't fuck with me. Get the fuck. What you doing? You better sit your motherfucking ass down. I'll tie this bitch up.
Swing the remix god.
I'll tie this bitch up. I'll tie this bitch up. I will. Tie this bitch up. I will. Tie this bitch up. I'll tie this bitch up. Tie this bitch up. Tie this bitch up. Tie this bitch up. I'll tie this bitch up. Tie this bitch up. I will. Tie this bitch up. I will. Tie this bitch up.
Man, I swear to God, that is hilarious. That shit is some of the funniest shit ever created. Hold on, we gotta. Oh no, man, we gotta do one more before we get back to business. Hold on, real quick, man. Oh man, this is ridiculous, man. TD Jakes messed his career up with this. He messed his career up with this, man. Sitting up here looking like the purple people eater. Hey, Elmo was man, Elmo was killing it. He was stomping the earth like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at this. Sitting up here looking like somebody off of The Fifth Element, looking like the purple people eater.
Would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelmed? Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed? I would have been. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed?
Oh man, that's crazy, man. That is great, man. Sway the remix god is ridiculous. Sway the remix god is crazy. Oh man, Sway the remix god is wild, man. That's hilarious. Hold on real quick, y'all. All right, my bad. All right, let's get back to Killer Mike. Let's get back to Killer Mike. Yeah, I gotta agree. Patrick Tyler always dropping some jewels in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If y'all agree with what Patrick said, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So check this out, right? We're gonna break these down line by line. Okay? Because these need to be addressed. These are what Sonny Hostin provided as a list of Biden administration accomplishments for quote unquote the black community. Low employment. Hopefully they meant low unemployment, because I don't know how low employment would be a benefit, but that's what they have here. She cited low employment. How does that benefit the black community? Investments in HBCUs. That doesn't deal with the entire black community. That deals with black people that goes to HBCUs. Increase in black wealth. Where's the increase in black wealth? How is the black wealth increase affecting the racial wealth gap? And more. She told the rapper she hoped he'd consider her points. The rapper was recently arrested at the Grammys. So as you guys know, this is definitely an old article talking about that. And told the co-host of The View that he couldn't speak about the arrest, but said that it was water under the bridge. All right, so there's that. Why is it that when you ask specific accomplishments that Biden has done, that literally none of these people who want you to vote for Biden can give you an answer? Why have you guys noticed that? If you guys have noticed that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not noticed that, then give me a thumbs down. How many people agree that the Democrats purposely ignore issues that black people make it extremely easy for them to see that we have? They ignored a nationwide concern about the migrant crisis. They completely ignored the issue of reparations, to the point where they get people like Jim Clyburn to say that it's completely impossible when it's not. Facts. If you guys agree with win, lose, or rug, when it comes to any of these paid Democrat shills, it always is SBE followed by combativeness. Shame, blame, and explain. Please, baby, please. You know you're supposed to do the right thing and vote for Democrats. Go somewhere. They give the same answers. Facts. Shout out to Rhonda. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? Now, Killer Mike has some type of proposal. Killer Mike faces backlash for child support proposal and trade school proposal. I don't know anything about this, so this is going to be new for me. Do you guys know anything about this child support and trade school proposal that Killer Mike came with? If you guys know about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't know about it, give me a thumbs down. I don't know about it. It's something new for me, so we're all going to learn something together. Killer Mike has stirred up controversy with a proposed plan to change the way child support works. He believes would strengthen the black community. So now here's my thing. And when it comes to things that what people need to start understanding is that when it comes to things that strengthen the black community, we need to have these things strengthen us, and other people need to not be able to benefit from them. We need to be able to fully benefit from them, and other people need to have limited access. They need to be blocked out. If you make a blanket proposal, then understand that that proposal is going to benefit everybody. And the problem is with us having an accelerating racial wealth gap that's moving towards a zero median in 2053. Making proposals that affect everybody is good in nature, right? It's good in nature, but it's not effective for improving our position as far as power and resources. Would you guys agree? Who is that? Karen Bass? Is that the mayor? And we need to discuss that kind of stuff right there. We need to discuss that kind of stuff right there. But these policy proposals, no. Like if they want to take racial language out, then what they need, and the thing is that if they try to make it where only people of a certain race can do certain things. Listen, this is what all policies need to start having biometric signatures on them. What we need to do is propose policy for people who are most likely to have sickle cell. That locks out and blocks out a lot of people. Now, it does involve a lot of Africans, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that are African and some, white people that are European from Mediterranean regions. But if we're going to not be allowed to use racial language, if you use a biometric marker like that, they can't say that that's not something that's viable. You know what I'm saying? If you propose lift every voice, lift all voices, again, all you got to do is just use the mathematical model of factoring. So whatever policy you provide for everybody, that's the number outside of the parentheses. If you use the distributive property of multiplication and you distribute that number over each number inside the parentheses, you haven't raised one number more or less. You've only increased everything by a factor of that number being multiplied, and it doesn't change anything. This is basic math. This is like PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. How many people know about PEMDAS? Oh, it's the mayor of San Francisco. Okay. London Breed. That's an interesting name. Sound like some tea. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that if you ask me, it's difficult to say that a policy would strengthen the Black community if it provides, benefit to everybody else. Think about this on Super Mario Brothers, right? How many people ever played Super Mario Brothers? Everybody played Super Mario Brothers. If you get a fire flower, right? The benefit of you getting a fire flower is that now you can shoot fireballs. What would happen if there was a Goomba on the screen and the Hammer Brothers was on the screen and there were some Koopas on the screen and you got a fire flower and everybody else got firepower? What would happen in that situation? That would be worse for Mario because now all of Mario's enemies got fire flowers. So now it's not that Mario has an advantage and he could shoot that fireball. Everybody else can shoot fireballs back at Mario. And it's like 8 people surrounding him. You got the 2 Hammer Brothers. You got the dude in the cloud that be throwing shit down at you. You know what I'm saying? And you got the Goombas and the Koopas that all got fire flower power. That's what that right there, that scenario is basically the scenario that happens when you say, I got a policy that's going to improve everybody else. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree with that model, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So what people really need to start doing is people need to, when they come up with these policies, they need to start crafting these policies in a way to where they use biometric markers to block out other people and make sure that it's at least like 99.9% specifically targeted for us. You have to tie it to a specific thing to where most other people are blocked out. You might get some residuals. It might be 1 or 2 white people or 1 or 2 Hispanic people that qualify, whatever. That's negligible. That's not helping their entire community. We got to make it to where it qualifies most of our community and blocks out most of everybody else, because that's what everybody else does. Does everybody get hate crime protection from AAPI hate crime protection bills? Does everybody get a check in the mail when a certain country gets foreign aid? Is that how that works? Exact. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. If you guys agree with Patrick Tyler, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Do policies like they did Jim Crow, but in reverse. Facts. If you guys agree with Patrick, give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you guys show Patrick some love. Definitely appreciate it. We got 22 stream sponsors, y'all. Y'all killing it. Shout out to y'all. Throw him some flames, radiation emoji, and ducks in the chat. So now here it says the Atlanta rapper proposed the idea to presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy in a video filmed at his barbershop in Atlanta. And we're going to talk about the interaction between Robert F. Kennedy and Killer Mike. Here's my question. Why do Democrats have a problem with black brain surgeons? Why do Democrats have a problem with black portfolio managers? Why do Democrats have a problem with black engineers, black male engineers? Do you guys notice that? Why do Democrats boycott non-black male celebrities and non-black male athletes? Why do they boycott those people? Why do they make an active effort to not engage with those kind of people? How many people have noticed that? You guys notice how the Democrats didn't give a voice to any of the black male-owned businesses that Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, Illinois tried to destroy? You guys notice that? You notice that Roland Martin gave Tiffany Henyard a voice to defend herself. Roland Martin was a round-shaped 360 degrees circular simp enforcer. He gave Tiffany Henyard a voice to tell her truth and didn't talk to any of the businesses that she abused. Why is that? I think when these things start happening, we need to put the pressure on the people that are in the Democratic Party, and the pressure also needs to be put on the ADL. The ADL, anything that the Democrat Party does that's incorrect and is anti-black, the pressure needs to be put on the ADL to answer for it. The ADL needs to answer for all Democrat mishaps. Would you guys agree? The ADL, the AIPAC, all of them, they all need to be held accountable for all Democrat mishaps. J.B. Pritzker needs to be held accountable. Schumer, Chuck Schumer, held accountable. And y'all know why I'm saying those specific people. The reason why is because their cousins, uncles, nieces, and nephews are the ones that run the entertainment, that pay those black people and create those black tools. Those people need to start being called out by name, and they need to stop deflecting. Would you guys agree that those kind of people need to stop their cowardly and shameful deflections and start dealing with issues that are on the table? Stop being a bitch. Those people are cowards. And if they're not cowards, then have the conversation. But if you guys notice, it's a cultural practice of those people to not have those conversations. Shout out to TD Hip Hop Media. Did you see TD heard what I said? It's a cultural practice of those people to not have those conversations. That's the culture. The culture is to take away your voice. That way, if we take away your voice, we can have diarrhea of the mouth. And as long as we repeat what we say a million times without you being able to have your voice to counter it, people will start just believing what we say. That has to end. It has to end. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Mike, whose given name is Michael Santiago Render, I didn't know that his name was Michael Santiago Render, began his talk with Kennedy by saying that he was not officially endorsing his presidential campaign, though he did like a lot of what has been said. You shouldn't even have to do this. Because of shows like The View, because of Democrat women, now you have to say a million disclaimers before you get the conversation going. I'm not going to disclose any conversation with anybody. If I'm sitting down having a conversation with somebody, you should have enough sense inside of your head to understand that if I haven't said that I endorse this person, then it's not an endorsement. It's not my responsibility to substantiate your incorrect assumption. And I think that more people need to start having that stance, and I'll just let you hang. You want to sit there and say that this channel supports Trump? Go ahead and keep saying it. I don't care. Go ahead and keep saying it. And next thing you know, it'll be a channel called Magatron, only talking about Trump. Keep saying it. Keep doing that shit. I'm not substantiating shit. If I have actually come out and said I am a cryptocurrency advocate. I've said that. If I'm talking about somebody because they're the subject of content, if I haven't said that I endorse that person, if you jump out the window and say that I endorse that person and you go around with the wind up in your back turning and your head spinning around repeating that, you're going to get burned on it. Because then I'm going to do some stuff that you don't like. And if the person ends up getting residual endorsement as a result of me putting you in your place, then it just is what it is. You should have sat your stupid ass in the corner. And more Democrats need to sit their stupid asses in the corner. Because I'm not into censorship, but stupidity should be censored. But the interesting thing about it is that there is no stupidity censorship when it comes to Democrats. Democrats find the most low IQ, idiotic black men that they can find and use those people either as front men or simp enforcers. Shout out to Alonda. What's good with it, Alonda? Would you guys agree? And shout out to Patrick Tyler. You're right. The Dems are absolutely into censorship. One of the forms of censorship that the Democrats take part in the most is black male silencing. The Democrats weaponize women of every community against black men. No woman is exempt from being weaponized against black men. The Democrats have weaponized them all, which is something that you'll never hear Umar Johnson or, any of those pro-black simps say. You know what I'm saying? They've all been weaponized against black men. Me Too movement, feminism movement, YouTube, shit, just pearly things. The list goes on. Fox Soul, Oprah. There's a whole list. And the list looks like a spectrum because every color is included. Now, you talking about all lives matter. All lives matter when it comes to women being weaponized against black men. And that's the facts. The color purple. Now, here goes my question. Why don't people address that? People scared or something? Now, is this me attacking women? No, because all women don't do that. This is me attacking women that make themselves available to the Democrat machine to continue to attempt to villainize and isolate black men. If you're not one of those women, you shouldn't be offended. The same way I just talked about the simp enforcers. Those are men. But we live in a world where it's hypersensitive, and if somebody's talking about somebody, and if somebody just has one little qualification to be a part of a group that's being talked about, they want to flip out about it and act like somebody's isolating them and talking about them. No, nobody's doing that here. I guarantee you, none of the women in the comment section have ever been a part of that. So I hope that no women in the comment section are offended by anything that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about specifically those women that have done that. You know what I'm saying? Wendy Williams and all them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to TD Hip Hop Media. Make sure you guys show TD some love with the $5 super chat. 23 stream sponsors, y'all. Y'all killing it. TD said, if you go back and watch the Charlemagne interview on CNN with Angela Rye, her and the other sister, Hosing, were bullying and shaming See the Clown. Yeah, and that's what they do. And that's what they tried to do to Killer Mike, but Killer Mike said, nah. He said, oh, no, hell no, man. Y'all done up and done it. That's what Killer Mike said. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike had to start biting nappy roots for a hot second. He said, oh, no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the Grammy award-winning rapper suggested a 2-year plan where young black fathers would spend that time going to trade school without paying for child support. Instead, the government would provide support for young mothers debt-free at that time. I don't like that plan. Every black father doesn't need to go to trade school. There's some black fathers that are professional, that have college degrees. Some of them don't even have college degrees. Some of them are financially independent without any of that. If you don't need to go to trade school, that doesn't need to be that's not a good negotiation. I think that if Killer Mike wants to do something like this, this should be for black males within a low income bracket. And I also don't think that as soon as a child is born, the child should have the care suspended. And that's the time where, because the care is suspended, the dude got to go to school to become to do whatever at trade school. I'm not feeling that. To me, this is a weird plan, and it doesn't cover all bases. Now, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Democrats and when it comes to a lot of feminists, they'll lie and tell the narrative that people have a problem paying child support. Black men are deadbeat fathers, another Democrat narrative. Black men don't want to pay child support. That's not true. Men have an issue paying child support because there's no reciprocal consequences for enforcing visitation on women. A woman can do whatever the hell she wants with the child support money. There's no guarantee that it gets spent on the child, and they can act a complete blithering idiot about custody exchanges. And it's just okay. And there's no court enforcement of it. There's no criminal prosecution for a woman to be held to a visitation standard. But for a man, if you have an economic issue or if you go through some type of financial crisis, if you don't pay your child support before you put food in your own stomach, you can find yourself in jail. That's the issue that people have with child support. And there's no way to check these clown females that spend it on a new car with a bow on top of it or spend it on fashion items. That's the problem that many men, not just black men, because last time I checked, black men aren't the only men that pay child support. But that's the issue that many men have with child support. You can be a whole entire drug addict piece of shit female and automatically be granted full custodial custody of a child. And it's just okay. That's the problem that dudes have with child support. It's not that they don't want to take care of their kid. But there's never any men who are allowed to publicly talk about the male side of the child support issue. You know what I'm saying? They never give men a platform to talk about the child support issues. And the men that do talk about child support issues are so damn stupid. It sounds like they're regurgitating a mouthful of hot grits anytime they get behind the microphone. So they just destroy the narrative themselves for just being complete goofballs and clowns. There's nobody that actually articulates the actual issues that people need to have a discussion about. You know what I'm saying? So then it just falls to the wayside. Shout out to Torian. What's good with it, bro? Deformed Pretty Boy said, when the DNA tests are coming back with over 60% not being the father, they think that men are stupid. And again, facts, super facts. And that right there goes back to the whole Democrat misandry, where Democrats are attempting, or have been attempting, to silence black men's stances on these issues. And the Democrats need to be crushed. They need to be destroyed, broken up, and the monopoly over, ended, done. The Democrats are a threat to black male democracy and sovereignty in this country. Shout out to Tori. In fact, look at the book. I haven't, you know, I got tons of content on Lauren Boebert. I haven't even had, you know, I've been busy, bro. I ain't had a chance to roast her about this new shit with her son. I never miss a chance to go in on Boebert. So you know I've been too busy. She gonna get it though eventually. Like the brat, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that, you know, people paying child support, man, it don't make you a bad person if you a person that pay child support. All that means is that the relationship didn't work out. If you listen to a lot of these women online, many women equate a relationship decay and a man having to pay child support as if the man walked away from the child. That's not true in most cases. And also in most cases, the man wants to be more involved with the child than they are. But it's the court that automatically, I don't feel sorry for single mothers, because the majority of men who are fathers would gladly take half custodial custody. But the women who are single mothers keep the child in order to manipulate the man. And it costs tons of money to keep that tied up in court. And even if you keep it tied up in court, depending on the state that you live in, you might not ever be able to get 50-50 custody if you weren't married. And women are just go running around barking and shrieking, talking about dudes don't want to be a father and this, that, and the other. But when you look at their text messages, you see the text messages about them playing games with the custody. You see games about them, you know what I'm saying, being non-compliant. But that never gets a light shined on it. It's just anytime you talk about that, you're a misogynist. Most dudes would gladly take their child 3 to 4 days a week and probably would still be willing to pay child support. But if it's one thing that women like to use as a weapon, it's children. Because there's nothing stopping a woman from letting a man have the kids, but a lot of times a woman will use that child, the visitation and the custody that the court declares against the man. And they have free reign to do that through the court system. Men don't have the same retaliatory power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Deformed Pretty Boy. Facts. Most dudes would pay the woman to never talk again and to let him have a kid for 4 days. There's dudes that still pay child support and take care of their kid. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carla. I've seen that too. But that's a minority of men who do that. If that was a majority of men who did that, as many men who are on child support, they'd all be in jail, because the child enforcement agency is law enforcement, and the sheriffs will definitely come and pick you up. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there are men that do that. There are men that take less paying jobs so that they could pay less child support and not have to pay spousal support. And honestly, I don't believe that women should pay. I don't believe that any spouse, a man or a woman, should ever pay spousal support. Paying adult child support is insanity to me. And the fact that we live in a country that substantiates an adult paying another adult's tab for life is wild to me. Nobody deserves spousal support. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame people for not paying spousal support. Shit. The hell? Get a damn job. Get a job. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't no woman be paying no man spousal support, and shouldn't no man be paying no woman spousal support? Get a damn job. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. If you're a man or if you're a woman, if you walk in the house and your spouse is cheating on you and you divorce the person and the court doesn't see eye to eye with you and they come with some kind of weird ruling, but they give you the divorce, and you walk in on your wife getting pounded, and then you got to turn around and pay her spousal. Man, get the hell out of here, man. I'm doing all the time for that. I'm not paying shit. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'll do all the time for that. And that's why people got to pay attention to who they put in place as judges, because judges are elected officials too. You got to pay an adult child support. Think about that. Adult child support. There you go, little baby. You want the bottle? Are you serious? And the very women that get paid the adult child support are the ones that's running around here making the racks, using the racks as a money phone on IG, talking about they independent. How are you independent if you're a leech? How are you a parasite and independent? How many people have ever seen an independent parasite? Parasites always need a host. Shout out to Deformed Pretty Boy. Deformed Pretty Boy said, because the West is box whipped, they know that they will pay a woman's way through life. Facts. The West creates unrelationshipable people, narcissistic men and women, dependent women, and simp men. If you're one of the minority of people from the West that are not like that, and that has able to find yourself a relationship partner that's not like that, shout out to you. And that's one of the reasons why you don't hear me. I don't like any of these people that be like just going in on the whole idea behind the passport shit. I go in on content creators that are clowns, but the idea behind the passport shit, I don't have a problem with that. Where's America putting out quality people at? Where is America producing quality people in droves, where there's just this abundance of quality people that we have to choose from? Oh, there's all these quality people that we got to choose from. Are you serious? Where? That's one of the reasons why American propaganda is damn near illegal in a lot of places in the world. It's not because they got a problem with like actual American citizens. It's because they have a problem with the cultivated, sick, degenerate culture that has become the United States. A lot of this stuff that goes on here in the United States, it's illegal. They're not even allowed to play that shit anywhere in some places. It's against their religion. It's against their laws. It's against their rules. The United States has degenerated into a sick cesspool of a country. And the reason why is because it started out as a sick cesspool of a country. And the people that are the descendants of the people that stole this country act like they don't understand why it became this kind of degeneracy, because degenerates started it. And it's going to be degenerates that finish it. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says you have to go to a trade school, which incentivizes the United States to do it because we need more trade people. And again, let me ask you guys this. I don't like any idea or any proposal that encourages black men to take an employment position. I like proposals that encourage black men to become self-determinant entrepreneurs. How will you ever dominate the dominant society if you run to them for a job? If you ask me, jobs are one of the most anti-black things in the United States. And when I say jobs are the most anti-black thing in the United States, that doesn't mean going to work and generating income for yourself. What I mean is that if you're going to apply for a job, whose business are you going to apply for? In most cases, not in every case, but in most cases. That's my question. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment and hit the bell. We got 58 people watching, or we got 49 or 47 people watching. Appreciate you guys. And we got 58 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 80 likes, that'd be great. Seriously though, I'd like to address that question for you, and I'd like to see what you guys think about that. Do you guys think that one of the mistakes is that people have been encouraging people to go get a job instead of go create a job or go create a business? I believe that people need to have full control over what they're doing. Full control over their destiny. You can't have full control if you go work at somebody's company. Those people whose company that you work for are going to have full control over your paycheck. You can't dominate the dominant society if you allow them control over your financial means. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it said we don't have enough carpenters, we don't have enough electricians, we don't have enough people building roads. And again, I mean, I get it. Shout out to Killer Mike, but these are low tier, low brow jobs. We need to start aiming for the stars and actually landing on them. Shout out to Kale. What's good with you, bro? Would you guys agree? We need to start aiming high. Shout out to DBB. What's good with you? I'm so tired of people aiming at the floor saying that this is what we need to do. Nah, man. Point that cannon to the sky, and that's where you aim at. You be a carpenter. How you gonna control anything if you're a carpenter and some slave owner descendant family owns the woods that you got to get the trees from? Some slave descendant family, Stanley or craftsman, owns the tools that you got to purchase to do your craft. Make it make sense. Why do the Democrats and even people like Killer Mike always direct people to such low tier, low brow aspirations instead of telling people to reach for the sky? They'll sit there and tell you to look up to the sky and pray to it, but they won't tell you to reach for it. Make it make sense. Why do they continue to bombard people with that type of rhetoric? So now here it says, Mike said the change would incentivize young people to learn necessary skills and allow for more economic mobility. But at the same time, this doesn't trigger until a child is born. So that means that the child won't get child support. The child is the father is allowed to suspend the child support until they complete this program. I like, to me, like, it's just, I mean, I understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds good in theory, but this ain't it right here. And this is one of the reasons why you shouldn't be having rappers in these type of discussions. This is podcast talk. Like, this shouldn't be taken serious. Like, this shouldn't be taken serious. So here's my question for everybody. What is the issue that Democrats have against intelligent black men? People should by now notice the pattern that the Democrats ignore intelligent black men. And they only talk to two kinds of black men. Shout out to Kale. Make sure y'all show Kale some love for becoming a stream sponsor. Yo, and like I said, we're moving towards 200. The membership is only 99 cents. It definitely helps. Like I said, I'm trying to work on that project. Hopefully I'm able to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see what, as long as the support continues the way that you guys have been killing it, I don't see why it wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what I use the membership for is chat moderation, and, you know, yellow $ content goes on membership. So y'all got plenty of membership content to check out. So that definitely helps. And, you know, you get all the emojis, and the more members we get, the more emojis we can put in there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but we got to answer these questions, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that the Democrats need to be held accountable for this. They need to either come out and answer these questions, or they need to slither back into irrelevancy and non-existence, which I honestly think is the best place for them. That is the best place for any of these Democrats. Slither back into non-existence and irrelevancy. The Democrats, in the way that they treat black men, is an expression of the ADL culture that funds and fuels the Democrat machine. The propaganda and the way that the Democrats view and treat black males is the anti-Schwarze sentiments of the people that fund and fuel the Democrats. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And so those people need to be taken to task about that. So now Mike says, in my community, the girls are going to college and graduating, Mike says. They have no men to marry because the boys are not going to college in the same way. And so here we have Mike being a simp, because this isn't true either. I went to college and graduated for a bachelor's degree and for a master's degree. And the landscape that I saw was when I looked around in my classrooms, it was very different than the picture that the Democrats paint. But that's because I went to school for a degree and a master's degree program that wasn't just some type of silly ass liberal arts program. So I could say that I have a degree and an advanced degree. I actually went to school for some functional science based shit, which eliminates a lot of those people that they claim are going to school. You can go to school for some stupid shit and say, yeah, you got a degree, and still be being a Walmart greeter, which is what the people that they saying getting the degrees is doing. It don't matter if you got a PhD in carrot classification. That shit's not going to get you anything. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the rapper also suggested adding a stipend for those who get married. Kennedy responded to the idea by asking, Do you want to be vice president? So Kennedy didn't even take this serious. He just asked him a silly ass question, which Kennedy knows he's not going to have him as his vice president. You know what I'm saying? But the Democrats have this big of an issue with Killer Mike for sitting down and having a conversation with RFK. I don't have a problem with Killer Mike sitting down having a conversation with RFK. Shout out to Killer Mike for not going with the narrative. I don't think that a lot of his proposals that he has are beneficial, but I'm not mad at him for at least trying. And I'm not mad at him also for having the courage to go against the Democrat machine and have sit down conversations with other politicians. That's commendable. And what they want you to do is they want you to tear down Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because of maybe one or two things that may not make sense to you or may not look good or sound right. And they want you to discredit him. And I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to Anthony Forrest. I want to propose something. I need you guys to throw some flames and radiation emojis in the chat for Anthony, because Anthony's comment just made me think about something, and I want to propose this. Anthony says, I was just about to say the same. We don't need to be listening to rappers or entertainers. This is how little respect the Dems have for us. They think fried chicken and rappers will make us vote Democratic. Facts. First of all, let's take care of this. If you guys agree with Anthony, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree 100% with that. Now, my next question that I have is, would it be fair to go out on the limb and say that there's a larger number of people who are not listening to celebrities, and actually it's a Democrat psyop to make it appear to the rest of the world that celebrities are who we go to for our advice, because nobody else has celebrities on the forefront, but the Democrat machine controls who it appears that everybody talks to, right? The Democrats make a specific effort to show entertainers as the people that we get our alleged knowledge and education and all that from. So what does that do to your credibility as a group of people? If you got other people that have famous scientists, famous mathematicians, famous business owners, and those are the people, you know, you have somebody like Elon Musk who people are always talking to and talking about, right? Now, and then with us, they go and get LeBron James or something stupid like that. That's what the Democrats are doing. We're not doing that. Black people are not going to celebrities saying, please speak and be our representative. The Democrats and the Democrat machine are doing that. We're not doing that. How many of you guys have petitioned to Beyonce or petitioned to Jay-Z or petitioned to one of these Democrat shows and say, hey, please represent me when you go on the news? Literally none of us have ever done that. So we got to ask the question, where are the Democrats getting these people at to do this? Shout out to DSB. Make sure you guys show DSB some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat for DSB. We got 27 stream sponsors. DSB and everybody, I appreciate you guys. You guys are killing it. So now here's my question. When are the Democrats going to get confronted with the reality of, where do you get these people that you all say are these people that their opinions are so important? Where is the validating information that validates, yes, this person is somebody credible who I should listen to? What they try to do is they try to bring on shills that nobody cares about without any substantive validation. And then you got people like Joy Reid and Tiffany Cross that just sit there and lash out at quote unquote alleged podcasters. Let me tell you something. I don't have a Democrat machine behind me. You see everybody in the comment section with a green name. You see all of those stream sponsors. Those people in my paycheck that I go to work for are what fuel my machine. So if you're bought and paid for and you get a paycheck from a machine that tells you to do something, and you're trying to call out people that have organically on their own gathered a group of people that value their opinion and their assessments and their analysis, how could you ever try to discredit somebody like me, somebody like Torian, somebody like TD? How? I don't get no government grants to run my YouTube channel like Roland Martin do. Have I ever brought a celebrity on here and told y'all, listen to this person? No. But they've been doing it for decades. And then they want to try to sit there and say that they're more legitimate than us? How? I don't have anybody writing me a program for the day. I look at my email, I check my Discord, and I pick out what I think would be good things to talk about that people would be interested in and talk about those things. I don't have some clown that looks like Joe Scarborough in an office giving me a ring telling me I need to talk about this shit. Now, I talk about shit I want to talk about. And I talk about stuff that my subscribers and my supporters ask me to talk about. How could somebody that takes directives from a boss ever try to discredit anybody like us? How? Are you serious? How? If I produce good content that you all enjoy, I get rewarded for it. If I don't produce to the level of you all's expectations, I take a hit on it. Those people that work as Democrat shills get a guaranteed paycheck all the time. My paycheck is solely based on performance, information integrity, accuracy, quality of delivery. Anytime you're looking at a live performance evaluation, anytime one of us does our thing and talks to our audience, they don't have that. They're shielded from that in the mainstream media. We got like buttons, dislike buttons, super chats, memberships. It's a constant performance evaluation to show the integrity of our work when we're doing what we do on social media. There is no performance evaluation with those people. It takes place behind closed doors, and then it goes into an employment file. The hell out of here with that BS. Shout out to DSB. Please make sure you guys show DSB some love with the $5 super chat. DSB says the Democrats are in for a rude awakening. Cut the checks or no votes. Facts. If you guys agree with DSB, throw some flames in the chat. Shout out to DBB with the $5 super chat. Please make sure you guys show DBB some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat for DBB. Definitely appreciate it. We got to start coming with that kind of aggression. These people got to start getting put in their places. And I got to agree. I got to agree with Charles. If you guys agree with, and we're definitely, I had to try to figure out what it was that I was going to do. We definitely going to talk about Roland Martin. We're going to react to parts of his interview with Tiffany Henyard. Okay. And real quick, shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys watching. We got 48 people watching. And we got, I believe, let me see. We got, let me see what we got here. We got 63 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button, hit that bell, and share the stream to your social media and get us to 100 likes, that would be awesome. Let me see. My bad, y'all. All right, there we go. All right, so next, right? Next, what we got is this. Now, this is an opinion piece from MSNBC. They're really, really triggered by Killer Mike. He really triggers them. And again, I may not agree with everything that Killer Mike says, but if he's triggering those people, shout out to him. Because when you get these people triggered, their Democrat misandry, their anti-black male sentiments really start bleeding out. They really start bleeding out. They really start just oozing and seeping out. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that once you start triggering these Democrats, regardless if it's a black female Democrat or if it's a white male Democrat, the anti-black male sentiments just start oozing out like molasses. You guys remember Joe Scarborough had a conniption about Kyrie Irving? They're no different than the Republicans. They're no different than conservatives. They're no different than libertarians. They're all the same. Shout out to Torian. Torian reiterates that in his content all the time. They are all the same. This is one of the reasons why we need to start creating tools of industrial strength to be able to crush these political institutions that attempt to harm us, like the Democrat Party. They've had decades of attacking us without retaliation. Those days should be over. They should be long gone. Today is a new day. Killer Mike and RFK Jr.'s bizarre interview perpetuates a disturbing political trend. Now, let me ask you guys this. First and foremost, what was so bizarre about the interview? And here's my question. What's the disturbing political trend? I'll tell you what the disturbing political trend is. The disturbing political trend is that the Democrats aren't getting black voter handouts anymore. Now the Democrats got to get up off their fat, funky asses and do something, or else you ain't getting shit. That's what the trend is that they don't like. They don't like the fact that they're going to have to burn some calories, and they're going to have to stop burning crosses and start burning calories, or else you ain't getting shit. That's the disturbing political trend. Killer Mike is continuing a trend of rappers allowing themselves to be used by presidential candidates looking to gain access into majority black spaces. They've been doing that forever. But now when the rappers are not being used by the Democrat Party, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. Whoa, wait a minute. Killer Mike, this one went rogue on us. Kanye West went rogue on us. Ice Cube went rogue on us. Oh, well. It's time for everybody to go rogue on you. How many people agree that it's time for everybody to go rogue on the Democrat Party? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Facts. Shout out to Charles Irby. Charles Irby says the last few years, the anti-black male misandry has been so pronounced that even the everyday black man has taken notice. Yeah, I agree. If you guys, shout out to the members, shout out to the green team. I have a video on membership, and it's called Democrat Black Male Misandry. You guys should check that video out. This video is from a long time ago. You guys, what you guys see, people, I need people to start really checking out and watching the old live streams and the old videos. When you guys see those cards pop up in the video, check out some of those things that pop up on the cards, because I always link them back to old videos so that people have access to the old videos. You may not see the video public, but you can watch them through the playlist, and you can watch them through those cards that pop up. So make sure you guys check those out. And the reason why is because there's a lot of stuff that you guys will see that's old stuff that's resurfacing, that is being perpetuated. And I want y'all to see where it came from. Check the date on them videos. Check the comments. Check the likes. That's back when people was acting like it wasn't nobody watching me. And I'm telling y'all, large content creators watch smaller content creators and steal our shit because they know that there's no way for smaller content creators to combat against that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, mark my words. So now here it says Killer Mike's recognition as an elite wordsmith. He won his first solo Grammy Award this month and is long overdue. But a recent suggestion he made to independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that unmarried teenage fathers be made to enroll in trade school shows that the musical artist with clever lyrics, mature content, and thoughtful song structure lacks credibility as a political commentator. So now here's my question. What gives Joy Reid credibility as a political commentator? What gives Tiffany Cross credibility as a political commentator? What gives any of these other people credibility as a political commentator? And as a person that lives in Atlanta, being a taxpayer and a voter, Killer Mike has all the credibility to be able to talk about issues within Atlanta. Whether I agree with his stance or not, him having the ability to simply discuss them and suggest ideas, he's allowed to do that. You don't have to have any type of credibility to make suggestions. If you make a suggestion, your suggestion isn't automatically implemented. It has to go through checks, balances, and approval to be implemented. So anybody can suggest anything. So what these women, these Democrat Femocrats, what they're sitting up here saying is that this black man shouldn't be allowed to have a voice. And I ain't with that shit. Would you? How many people agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And this is one of the reasons why these Democrat media outlets need to be scaled down, broken apart, disintegrated, destroyed, and the ashes emptied over the ocean. Kennedy was recorded having a conversation with black men at Killer Mike's Atlanta barbershop. About an hour into the conversation, which can be found on the YouTube page called Blacks for Kennedy, Killer Mike, whose name is Michael Santiago Render, joins the group to offer Kennedy a bizarre and backwards policy proposal. So now, here's my question. Here's my question for MSNBC. If MSNBC were to be asked which one is more bizarre and backwards, reparations for American descendants of slaves, freemen, and foundational black Americans, or Killer Mike's child support policy, which one do you think that they would say is a worse policy? Which one do you guys think that they would say is a worse policy? See, now that's how you do that. Oh, you think that Mike's policy is so bad? I think that reparations for foundational black Americans is a much better policy, don't you? Uh-oh, now we got a problem. Do you think that they jump out of a window to say that that's backwards too? Would they jump out of a window to sit there and say that that's backwards too? What y'all think? For young men and women who get pregnant as teenagers, this is the 2-year plan. Now, the thing is, right? Here's the thing. I don't know how the education system is in the parts of Georgia that Killer Mike works, but for one, right? One reason why this policy is kind of questionable is that they already how many people are familiar with post-secondary education options in public school? If you're familiar with post-secondary education options in public schools, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, give me a thumbs down. Post-secondary education in public schools could be modified to add something like this into that very easily. The people who know what post-secondary education is, if you guys could explain to the people watching in the comment section what post-secondary education is, that would be great. My thing is that what Killer Mike is suggesting is simply a post-secondary education amendment. And if you ask me, I don't think that it's necessary to create a brand new policy for something like this. They could just change the qualifications and criterias and what people are able to utilize with from post-secondary education. If they have that available in Georgia. I know, what I'm saying, where I live at, they have that, but I don't know if they have it in Georgia. I would assume that they do, because where I live at has some of the worst public schools in the United States, and they got that available for the students at the public schools here. So if our public schools are the worst in the United States and they have it, I would really hope that they got it in a place that's not the worst. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay the government anything back, so she doesn't have to drag him into court, and the court can say you owe us money for investing in your child in food programs and early Head Start programs, because in those 2 years he has the option, not the option, the demand to then go to a trade school. Killer Mike said you have to go to a trade school. Now, also, how many people went to a public school that has a vocational school? I know when I was in high school, our high school had an option where when you became a junior and a senior, you could go to vocational school. Like, these things already exist. They have Vo Ed. Yeah, shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda know what I'm talking about. There's a city that's called Brecksville, and Brecksville got what's called the Joint Vocational School. And a lot of the schools in the greater Cleveland area, when you're in high school, you had the option to be able to go to the Joint Vocational School. Yeah, we did turn out all right. You know what I'm saying? we did turn out all right. You know what I'm saying? We turned out good. Now, shout out to Rhonda, right? Cleveland had Aviation High School. You know what I'm saying? They actually had a complete separate high school dedicated to teaching people how to operate airplanes that you could go to as a vocational option with the Cleveland City Schools, Cuyahoga County City Schools. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Honda 666. Nah, bro, that's not true. Ask Rhonda. Rhonda will tell you. We come from one of the poorest, lowest quality city school districts in America. And even in those low quality, low performing school districts, they have hella options for kids to do. See, shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda said, I started taking college class in the 10th grade. You probably went to Cuyahoga Community College. You probably went to Tri-C, didn't you? You could go to, man, as a junior or a senior, you could get bussed and go to Tri-C. They used to call it Tri-High. It was so many kids that went to Tri-C for the high school classes from around the greater Cleveland area. You know what I'm saying? And the suburbs, the east and west suburbs, which the east and west suburbs is not suburbs like y'all think they are. You know what I'm saying? We talking about cities that's like 90% black people, 99% black people. When you think of the suburbs, you don't think of shit like Warrensville Heights, but yeah, that's the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that Killer Mike, see, shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda, did you go to the one on Community College Avenue in 30th, or did you go to the one in Highland Heights? I went to both. I went to the one downtown on Community College Avenue in 30th, and I went to the one in to the what they call it, the Metropolitan Campus, and I went to the one in Highland Hills or Highland Heights, whatever that is over there, off of Harvard, that over there by Warrensville Heights. You know what I'm saying? And listen, hey, you can get a good education at Tri-C, and it's cheap. You also, if you got legacy businesses in your area, like the Cleveland Clinic will shell out so much money to pay for you to go to school, get an education, and get a job. People talk about cut the check. Cleveland Clinic will for real, literally cut you the check. There's hella options like this. To me, like, it's wild that Killer Mike don't know about any of this shit. That's one of the only, that's what I see as quote unquote, you know, kind of, you know, I'm being critical of his proposal here. Man, listen, when Tri-C is, man, you could get like 30 degrees at Tri-C for like $700 and actually good education. Like, they actually got good teachers. $15 a credit. You got people at Tri-C that's like literally just extending so they don't have to pay a loan and take a class at Tri-C. You know what I'm saying? Every year, and they like grandparent ages, so they don't have to pay back their student loans because it's only like combo meal prices for classes there. That's what, yeah. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. That's why I always be telling people, man, Michigan and Ohio is cousins. I'm dead. When I be saying that shit, I'm dead serious. Any place in the steel belt, if you was blindfolded and somebody dropped you off, you wouldn't know where you was at until you saw a city sign or until you saw a freeway sign and it wasn't the shape of your state. If somebody dropped you off in Western Pennsylvania, if somebody dropped you off in Buffalo, St. Louis, Detroit, Gary, Indiana, you wouldn't have no idea that you wasn't in your right state until you saw a sign that really for real indicated that you was either verified at a place or you wasn't at a place. Somebody dropped you off in Cleveland and you seen a Hot Sauce Williams, you know you in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If they drop you off outside of Lancer Steakhouse, you know you up the way. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, though, I don't know. They drop you off in St. Louis and you see the arches, then you know that you in St. Louis. But if you anywhere else away from the arches, you don't know where the hell you at. You could be in Pittsburgh, you could be in Buffalo, you could be in Syracuse, New York. You know what I'm saying? You could be in Detroit, you could be in Ann Arbor, you could be in Lansing. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. So now here it says you don't have to pay the government anything back. So she doesn't have to drag him into court, and the court can say you owe us money for investing in your child in food programs and early Head Start programs, because in these 2 years he has the option, not not the option, the demand and the command to then go to trade school, Killer Mike said. You have to go to trade school. It incentivizes the United States to do it because we need more tradespeople. We don't have enough carpenters. We don't have enough electricians. We don't have enough people building roads. Kennedy doesn't challenge any of this. Instead, he nods as if he's having a serious and thoughtful policy discussion. Now, here's the thing, right? I mean, like, what kind of serious policy discussion would you expect to have with a rapper? Oh, yeah, I know about Lancer. Lancer Steakhouse. Shout out to Lancer Steakhouse. That's the spot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. According to the plan, Killer Mike shares with Kennedy after the young. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, Rhonda. Did you ever used to go to the Millennium? Listen, back in the day when the Millennium was open, before they tore that shit down, I used to be there every Sunday. And I used to go to the Mirage on the Water every Sunday. I used to go to the top of the flats. I used to be down there. You know what I'm saying? I used to be down there. When my aunts graduated from John Hay with your boy Charles Oakley. My cousin played on the basketball team on the Warrensville Tigers with Brad Seller. You know what I'm saying? I think last time, I don't know if he's still the mayor, but he was the mayor of Warrensville Heights for a minute. How many people remember Brad Sellers from the Chicago Bulls? Yo, check this out. Y'all know who James Posey is? That's another Ohio dude. What about Vales on the Circle? Bro, you missed that conversation we had last time. I used to go to Vales on the Circle all the time, bro. I used to go to Vales on the Circle, bro. Look, the grog shop, all that shit. I used to go to Coventry and kick it over there. Look, we used to, in high school, bro, we used to drive out to, what was that? Either Willoughby or Wycliffe. And we would go to USA Skates in Willoughby. And we would go to USA Skates. It was one off Bishop Road. You know what I'm saying? And we used to go to the one on the west side off of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? We used to go to the Miles Drive-In, to the Memphis Drive-In. What? My whole family from Cleveland, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Those used to be the days. How many people back in high school, we used to go to the Cos. Brad still the mayor of Warrensville. Yeah, he used to play on the basketball team and on the Tigers with my cousin. Man, look, back in the day when we used to stay out there when what was old boy named Raymond J. Grable when he was the mayor. Back when the Randall Park Mall was open. Back when the Randall Park Mall was open and they had the OG Chick-fil-A in there. And they had fun and games on the first and second floor. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, the Word Church over there on in the South Miles Industrial Park, it used to be the Sportsplex, and then it used to be a Heinen's Warehouse. That's how far back my family go in Cleveland. Look, man, listen, let me tell you. So look, check this. Yeah, that motherfucker was the mayor, like the same amount of time Bob Barker ass was on Price is Right. Like when I was born, he was old as hell. And he's just stayed old and stayed the mayor. At the mall, yeah, the corn dog spot. Listen, man. Listen. You remember when Carl Monday shut down Limrocks? Limrocks was the first little, you know what I'm saying, shady ass shit that I ever did. You know what I'm saying? I had a cousin that used to stay off of Miles. You know what I'm saying? He used to stay off of 131st and Miles. We used to go to the Cotton Club into Limrocks. You know what I'm saying? And then Carl Monday and Action 19 News came and shut that shit down. All the strippers was running around, scared. They didn't know what time it was. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love with the $30 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Brooklyn Queen says, much love, DSB. Had to take a phone call. Much respect to BLR in the chat. Yo, we appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji in the chat. Yeah, these are all real stories. You know what I'm saying? All real stories. Did y'all school go to grad night, Rhonda? Because we went to grad night at Geauga Lake back in the day when Geauga Lake was open, man. Like, listen, man, they don't even know. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who we be. You know what I'm saying? You trying to tell them. You're trying to tell them out here, man. But anyway, according to the plan, Killer Mike shares with Kennedy, after the young man completes trade school, the young parents would be given incentives. Look. Listen. I met Leon Bibb, Wayne Dawson, and Stephanie Schaefer. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all not from Cleveland, y'all don't know who them people are. But if you from Cleveland, you know who them people are. You know what I'm saying? I met Big Chuck and Lil John. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I still got like old shirts from Daffy Dan's. Like, look, man, listen. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I still be bumping that Midwest Mafia. See, like most people know about Bone from Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know about Midwest Mafia. So Flossie, what? Man, what year was that when So Flossie was on? They was playing on 107.9. They was playing that shit every other song. They was wearing the skin off that song. So Flossie. Oh man, the Midwest Mafia was dope, man. Yeah. Shout out, damn DSM Sinister. You heard of Leon Bibb? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I met Kicking It with Kenny too. DSM Sinister said Leon Bibb is a legend in Cleveland. Bro, he is a look. If you ask anybody that's my age and older in Cleveland, Northeast Ohio in general, everybody know Leon Bibb, especially black people. Listen, man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all how many people know who Austin Carr is. We used to kick it with Jason and Ashley Carr. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to go down. You know what I'm saying? That now this is hilarious though. DSM Sinister said Leon Bibb is a legend in Cleveland TV, and I'm from Iowa, and I heard of him. Man, shout out to Leon Bibb, man. Leon Bibb a cool dude. So is Wayne Dawson. You know what I'm saying? So is Wayne Dawson, man. That's wild. Everybody grandma know who Leon Bibb is. Yeah, we got to catch this 6 o'clock news because Leon Bibb gonna be on there. Channel 5, WKYC. Like, man, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious, man. But anyway, According to the plan, Killer Mike shares with Kennedy after the young man completes school, the young parents would be given incentives to marry that include assistance on home loans. This, he argued, would strengthen the black community. I disagree. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree that this proposal that Killer Mike has would strengthen the black community? If you guys think that it would, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that it would, give me a thumbs down. I'm sorry, but I don't think that would, quote unquote, isolate and strengthen the black community. I don't see how it would. There are many things wrong with this argument. First, boys of all colors. Now, here we go. Look at, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Here goes the pro-black coons at MSNBC. All life mattering, everything. First, boys of all colors from all educational and financial levels get girls pregnant. What does that have to do with anything? Killer Mike was specifically talking about black boys. So now they're trying to water down what Killer Mike is saying. If Killer Mike was talking specifically about black boys, I'm sure that the policy was supposed to be aimed at specifically black boys. So Killer Mike, who's supposed to be advocating for the black community specifically, if he says something that MSNBC doesn't like, it's got to be all life mattered. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. Here we go. Men of all educational and financial levels fail as husbands and fathers. There's no failure on the woman's part. None. Us, we fail as fathers. Women never fail. Women never get methed out. Women never choose a sexual degenerate boyfriend over their child and keep it on the low that the boyfriend is inappropriately touching their daughter. That never happens either. Second, unmarried mothers are not necessarily dragging men into court. Actually, yes, they are. Unmarried mothers and the state. And the state drags men into court based on shit that the unmarried mothers do. Like stay on Medicaid when the father is already providing health insurance. Shit like that will get you dragged into court. The hell out of here. What are you talking about? This is misinformation, and where's the embedded message? Third, suggesting that teenage fathers be made to go to trade school not only makes education seem degrading when there is beauty in all work, but the suggestion also implies that that teenage parents ought not be ambitious. No, it doesn't. Is that what? Let me ask you guys a question. Did you all get any of what they just said out of the proposals that Killer Mike had? If you all got any of that out of what Killer Mike said, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not get any of that out of what Killer Mike said, give me a thumbs down. I didn't get any of that from what Killer Mike said. None of it. This is pure nonsense, misinformation, and clearly nothing more than a spiteful, jealousy-fueled hit piece against Killer Mike by women on the Democrat payroll. And this is one of the things that has to be smothered. This person here, they say, I attended an Ivy League university where I have had classes with single mothers, at least one of whom had her baby when she was a teen. A friend at my university is a single father whose daughters were born when he was in high school. He often brings his daughter with him to campus. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Did Killer Mike say that that's where your life has to end? Exactly. I got to agree. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Patrick Tyler says, as soon as you see the all lives mattering, don't use your blackness to lend credibility to this nonsense. These programs and policies then hand the majority of benefits to non-blacks. Facts. I agree. If you guys agree with Tyler, give me a thumbs up. If you got with Patrick Tyler, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Let's see what this is.
Since I've been using Muni.
Real quick, while this ad is waiting to be played, if you guys can take a moment, please smash the like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. And also, if you're not subscribed to the backup channels, take a moment, subscribe to the backup channels, hit the links that the bots are putting in the chat, all of that good stuff. All right, here we go. Let me see. All right. So, of course, it's Morning Joe. It's Morning Joe. Do you guys, is it just me, or do you guys notice that Joe Scarborough has a real big problem with black men who are just not Democrat shills? Do you guys notice that? I think that somebody should sit down with Joe Scarborough and ask him, what's your problem with black men? I think they should.
I'm duty bound to be here to simply say that it is your duty not to burn your own house down for anger with an enemy. It is your duty to fortify your own house so that you may be a house of refuge in times of organization. And now is the time.
Let me ask you guys this. If Democrats don't like what black rappers are saying, why do they keep giving black rappers a platform? Why don't they find other black males to talk to other than the ones that are part of the legitimate community? Because the legitimate community is already heavily represented and they've separated themselves from being black anyway, which means that the only actual black males out there are straight black males, because the legitimate community is a people is a community of a people of 7 colors with the rainbow on their flag. So since that is part of the people of color community with all them damn Skittles colors on the flag, then what that means is that the only actual black males out there for black male representation is heterosexual black men. So if they have a problem with rappers, the majority of heterosexual black men are not rappers. And it's arguable that a lot of the rappers are part of the legitimate community. So why don't you just stop getting those people to be on your shows and actually talk to legitimate heterosexual black men? Isn't that an easy way to fix that problem? Very simple, right? Occam's razor. The simplest solution is usually the most correct. Shout out to the Hula Gang. What's good with the Hula Gang? So the question that we got to ask is, I mean, that's so simple. Like, why haven't they just done that? Why haven't they just done that? Why don't people ask them that question? Hey, you guys don't like rappers so much. Why do you keep using them? Why do you keep getting them? Does that make any sense whatsoever? I mean, if you don't like these people, why do you keep using those people? It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to choose these people to give a platform to, and then I'm going to sit there and complain about it the entire time. That don't make any sense. That's not very efficient, and it's not very smart. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Patrick Taylor says, this is what angers me. I hate seeing when these black folks get out talking about us burning down communities. That's a lie. A lot of this destruction is from people outside. Cough the U.S. government. Facts. Shout out to Torian. If you guys haven't checked out Torian's Black Massacre series, watch the entire Black Massacre series playlist. Where are we just burning down communities at? Where's that happening at? Can anybody name a black community that black people have burned down? Where is this place at? Tell me where it is in the United States. Now, this is what I want people to do. I want everybody in the comment section to list as many black communities as they know that black people have burned down. And I need another group of people in the comment section to list all of the communities that white people have burned down. Shout out to Jada Informant. What's good with it, bro? That's what I need people to do. So help me out with that.
Time to plot, plan, strategize, organize. So my question for us on the other side of this camera is, after it burns, will we be left with charred, or will we rise like a phoenix out of the ashes that Atlanta has always done? Will we use this as a moment to say that we will not do what other cities have done, and in fact, we will get better than we've been? I can tell you is that if you sit in your homes tonight, instead of burning your home to the ground, you will have time to...
Who is burning their homes to the ground? Who is doing that? Can anybody help me out with this? Who is doing any of this stuff that Killer Mike is saying? Who is doing any of it? Shout out to Jay. Jay said, preach, Democrat queen. Would you guys agree? Killer Mike is sounding like a Democrat queen right here. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, he's sounding like a big bad simp enforcer. For real, for real. Facts. Shout out to Beach Material. What's good with it, bro? Jada Informant said he was cooking his brain cells. Yeah, facts. I'm not mad at that comment at all. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Facts.
Properly plot, plan, strategize, and organize and mobilize in an effective way. And two of the most effective ways is first taking your butt to the computer and making sure you fill out your census so that people know who you are and where you are. The next thing is making sure you exercise your political bully power and going to local elections and beating up the politicians that you don't like. You got a prosecutor sent your partner to jail and you know it was bull. Put a new prosecutor in there. Now's your election to do it. You want a different senator that's more progressive, that promotes marijuana through. Now is the time to do that. But it is not time to burn down your own home.
That was just part of activist and rapper Killer Mike's impassioned, impromptu remarks at a press conference on Friday as protests turned violent in Atlanta. This morning, the U.S. is a nation in crisis amid a global pandemic and record.
Now, mind you, all right, this is from June 1st of 2020. Man, it seems like the United States has been a nation with problems for a very long time. When is anything ever going to get done about it? Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's literally all around the world the same song. It's the same thing. We're living life on repeat. We're living life on repeat. And just so people are aware, that's exactly how they want it. Because as long as you're living life on repeat, what that means is that you're stuck in a hamster wheel and you're never moving forward. And that's the idea, to preserve certain parts of time in time. You know what I'm saying?
Record unemployment. Now comes unrest.
This whole entire century, millennia, this is white people's moment. And moments end. And the whole idea of everything going on right now is to freeze this moment in time and stretch it out and make it a perpetual, eternal moment. Now, everybody knows the law of averages, math, laws of physics, that's completely impossible. And you know what I'm saying? Eventually, this shall pass, just like everything else. But people should take a more active role in that passing and speeding it up. And one way to do that is to have people like Killer Mike not sit there and just babble and say that people are doing things that they're not doing, no matter how much money somebody waves in front of your face. Shout out to DSM Sinister. DSM Sinister says, I remember that press conference. Killer Mike was standing next to ex-mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who actually showed her bottom, and then the DNC broker. Let me ask you guys this. Would you guys agree it's always the same story? It's always the same story. If you guys agree that it's always the same story, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. It's always the same story.
It's likely unlike anything we've seen in a generation. The death of George Floyd exactly 1 week ago, and a Minneapolis police officer now charged with his murder, has lit an already combustible nation on fire. Mass protests have hit all 50 states over the last few days, all 50 states. As tense yet mostly peaceful demonstrations during the day give way to violence at night, those who wish to destroy use the cover of darkness to carry out their crimes. At least 40 cities have tried to quell the violence by issuing curfews, which protesters have largely ignored. Some, by the way, loot and steal during the day.
Sounding a lot like Fox News. They sounding a lot like Fox, ain't they?
The National Guard has been activated in at least 26 states, with troops being...
Now, I want y'all to pay attention. They activated the National Guard to stop people from exercising their First Amendment right to show political disobedience in support of the prosecution of Derek Chauvin. Because let's not get this twisted. The Democrats like to make it where the message is that people are pedestalizing George Floyd. Literally nobody pedestalized George Floyd. What this was the support of prosecuting a corrupt white supremacist cop named Derek Chauvin. Don't get it twisted. The Democrats act like they got dyslexia, so let's fix it the right way for them. Everybody was supporting punishing Derek Chauvin. There was nobody that was supporting, quote unquote, per se, you know what I'm saying, or pedestalizing per se George Floyd. Everybody was honest about George Floyd. Now, what the Democrat media decided to do with it, and what people like Candace Owens and the white mouthpiece media did for it, that's what they did. But what I find interesting is that they can get the National Guard to break up people in their outrage about a black man being deleted, but they can't get that same National Guard down there to stop migrants from illegally entering the country. What that show you about what time the United States on? You see all them army vehicles? They can't put them vehicles down there on the border and stop people from coming through. Why don't they send some of those vehicles, some of those Hummers from the George Floyd protest down there to the southern border? You think they got an answer for that question? Look at that. We're rolling out. We're going to roll out to these main cities and take care of all these black people acting crazy like that. You going to go send these same people down there to the border to make sure that those people ain't acting crazy? No, they're not. The fact that they're sending these vehicles, these armored Hummers, into the metropolitan areas of the United States to regulate people being outraged about a black man that was killed by a racist pig, you know what I'm saying? And they won't send these same people down to the border to regulate the border. It tells you everything that you need to know about the United States. It tells you everything that you need to know about the United States. It also tells you everything that you need to know about the Democrat machine. And they get some women on here to start cackling, talking ridiculous, non-factual information about any of this stuff that's going on. Shout out to AW1. Facts. Anybody get the license plate on any of these vehicles? Did you see any of these vehicles down there during January 6th? No. Shout out to Smoke Mo. Smoke Mo said Trump authorized a Predator drone to follow some BLM protesters. Facts. And people still glazing Trump. You know what I'm saying? People sitting up there glazing Trump, and he's sending drones after people. Him and Obama deleted the most people with drones. Citizens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB Promotions. Make sure you guys show AB Promotions some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji, ducks in the chat. Definitely appreciate it. We got 31 stream sponsors, y'all. Y'all are killing it today. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all show yourself some love. Throw some flames in the chat. Throw some liking forces in the chat. Appreciate y'all. AB Promotion says, if someone is intent on destroying where they live, why would they be listening to the news with Killer Mike? Right. The police. Right. Why would they do it? If you about to burn down your house, you already done threw your TV out the window. So you so you definitely ain't watching that. You done already beat the brakes off your TV with a baseball bat. The screen busted and everything. You ain't about to be sitting down there watching the TV because you done busted it all up. You about to burn down the house. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Kevin Obama, the drone ranger. Facts.
Deployed from the Twin Cities and Chicago to Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles. There were also deployments overnight to Raleigh, North Carolina and Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Good morning and welcome to
there
Morning
you
Joe.
go.
It is Monday,
Oh,
June
look
1st.
at Joe. Look at Joe Scarborough. He ready. Look at his face. Somebody, let me shut up. Because the hate speech, the hate speech community guidelines. Once I get more people on Rumble, we'll be doing some Rumble exclusive streams where I can really just black out. You know what I'm saying? It'll be fun. If y'all not subscribed to the channel on Rumble, make sure y'all take a minute, subscribe to the channel on Rumble. Also, if y'all are not subscribed to the Twitter, make sure that you guys subscribe to @BaseReality too. And also be sure that you join the Discord. That's extremely important. Okay. Make sure that you join the Discord. The Discord link is pinned in the comment section. Make sure that you join and become a part of that Discord. The Discord is free. You don't have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all join it. So now here it says, beyond the problems with the particular idea Killer Mike expressed, there's a bigger, even more disturbing problem to call out. He is continuing a trend of rappers allowing themselves to be used by presidential candidates looking to gain access into majority black spaces. Rappers don't even have access into these majority black spaces. So how is it that presidents are gaining access? Listen, I'm going to tell you what happens. All of this is an illusion. There is no majority black spaces that anybody has access to other than the people that the majority black spaces give access to. The majority black spaces has not given access to any of these rappers or anybody. There's fake majority black spaces. There's pseudo majority black spaces. There's holographic and mirage majority black spaces. Those rappers have access to those holographic mirage majority black spaces, the pseudo black spaces. That's what they're talking about. Oh yeah, exactly. We've talked about the quantitative easing of real estate through crime and arson, you know what I'm saying, before on the channel. But yeah, that's absolute facts, bro. Absolute facts. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin said his baloney lips can't wait to start spewing anti-black rhetoric. Facts. He is a labia-mouthed clown. You know what I'm saying? He is the labia-mouthed clown, which makes sense why everything that he says sounds fishy. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Kennedy, for his part, is continuing the trend of presidential candidates treating rappers as if they're policy wonks. They literally do this to everybody. They do this to us as an entirety. Now, the thing is that the only problems that the Democrats only have problems with these black male rappers that don't just decide to be 100% Democrat shills. If you're a 100% Democrat shill, then by all means, you know, Joe Biden can absolutely use you for whatever he wants to. But if you're just not one of the ones that's completely under control, they got a big problem with you and they put you in the crosshairs. And when I say the crosshairs, I'm talking about either the ones on the scope or probably the ones in the crotch, because I highly doubt that Democrat women shave. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, in 2020, rapper Ice Cube, who once received a menacing letter from the FBI after his group NWA released F the Police, met with then President Donald Trump and pitched his platinum plan, which he said would benefit black churches and black businesses. I don't know if black churches need anything except for to be unplugged. shout out to AV Promotions. AV Promotions said, "What's that word again? Glazing." That's hilarious. Yeah, they out here leaving people glistening and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? They need to stop with that bullshit. Stop using your mouth to moisturize, motherfuckers, man. Stop doing it. They need to stop with the mouth moisturizing for the day, don't you think? So now here it says rapper Kanye West, as he was then known, met with Trump at the White House in 2018 to discuss, according to White House press release, manufacturing resurgence in America, prison reform, how to prevent gang violence, and what can be done to reduce violence in Chicago. In 2019, Killer Mike endorsed the presidential campaign of Bernie Sanders by saying, "I am here as a proponent for political revolution." According to Killer Mike, he and Sanders were two angry, radical guys finding common ground. Nah, there's no common ground with Bernie Sanders, bro. There's no, let me ask you guys, how many people in the comment section see a common ground with Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders' willful misunderstanding of American history is harmful to me politically. So I don't have anything in common with Bernie Sanders at all. I don't have anything in common with Bernie Sanders at all. Bernie Sanders is a clown, in case anybody wasn't aware. How many people were not aware that Bernie Sanders is a clown? If you weren't aware, now you are. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, to be clear, rappers aren't the only black celebrities politicians have used in their attempt to boost their reputation with black voters. Let me ask you guys a question. Has media outlets like MSNBC attempted to utilize black rappers to try to legitimize their message? If they have, give me a thumbs up and name who they've used. If they haven't, give me a thumbs down. MSNBC is guilty of the very thing that they claim that these people are guilty of. Facts. If you guys agree with Jay, they use Tyler Perry as well as black actors. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, they use Shrimp Cocktail Sauce Santana. Shrimp Cocktail Sauce Santana looked like somebody took a flat iron to his face. And that's their representation of I don't know what, because I don't know what he'd be identifying as, but whatever it is, I'm assuming black is one of the descriptors. I don't know what them people identify as a lot of times. And if you say the wrong thing, you get in trouble. They need to be wearing name badges since they want to get called so much different shit. You know what I'm saying? They use Trina, Jay-Z. Didn't they use Juvenile? I didn't understand the no voting, no fucking song because in the song they kept showing dudes dealing with women. I don't know what Saucy Santana had to do with any of that. Like, what was you gonna do? Like, wasn't nobody there that like there wasn't anybody that you was finna be involved with. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all remember that? Like, what's your weird looking ass sitting there for? Like, it's a dude and a woman, and a dude and a woman, and you sitting there singing the chorus. What you there for? You ain't nothing about to go on with you. Why you singing about the shit? Yeah, get your booty to the pole. Now the song about booties at the pole. That's the one that Saucy Santana got more in common with. The no voting, no fucking. That had men and women talking. You know what I'm saying? Talking about whatever they was finna do. I don't know why Saucy Santana was involved in that song. The song about actual asses. That's the one that Saucy Santana should have been singing whatever. Because that's what go down over there. So you know what I'm saying? Like I that whole thing was kind of confusing to me. You know what I'm saying? Being somebody that takes shit literal and all. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it make more sense for the song that was about actual asses for Saucy Santana to be wagging his coffin tip fingernails around talking about? Wouldn't that make more sense? Shout out to DSB with the $5 super chat. DSB says they're spending more money pandering for the black vote. It would be cheaper to cut the check. Bro, facts. It would be cheaper to cut the check, and it would be cheaper to do all the other things politically that black people have been using their votes to attempt to get forever. It's nasty either way he goes. Facts. Any way he go, it's nasty. Could you imagine him singing could you imagine him singing a remix of Benny, the remix of Biggie? He'd be like, child, anyone, Jordan, Jackson, like for real. Oh man, could you imagine Saucy Santana on the remix? Talking about I rock the mic. Child, anyone, Jordan Jackson. Oh man, he had DJ Academics crying, didn't he? DJ Academics was shaking and twitching all in his boots when Saucy Santana came with them coffin tip fingernails and them stilettos for DJ Academics. He said, he said, Academics, I'm coming for you. DJ Academics ain't know what to do. Them chipmunk cheeks was moving fast as hell. He was moving his head like a squirrel. Oh man. Hey, shout out to Saucy Santana though, man, because he or whatever the hell he identified as that day proved his gangster with how he punked DJ Academics. Now I guess DJ Academics and Charlamagne the God got a little beef going on or whatever. And then Saucy Santana said, Academics got more beef. Where? Who got some beef? Where? Oh man, what's going on, man? What is going on, man? What's wrong with the world nowadays? Academics been sit his little ass down somewhere. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy, man. What's wrong with these people, man? Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Patrick said no black person should ever take the Democrats serious for the BS that they engage in. How you offended over Trump sneakers, but not Saucy and Trina. Fact, it should be offended by both. And both should see when people do that kind of like, see, people need to start giving all things the N-word retaliation. Because see, now what people is doing, they're using symbolism to call you an N-word. You know what I'm saying? No voting, no fucking, that's calling you an N-word. You know what I'm saying? Vax that ass up is calling you an N-word. The Democrats get Joy Reid to get up there and cosplay as a black woman when it's actually a white person calling you an N-word through her. And she making herself available for that. She using body capitalism. You know what I'm saying? These pro-black coons, they use body capitalism. They allow themselves to be a surrogate, a drone for WS to inhabit their body, to get the shield of black skin to be able to say fuck shit to you. Y'all remember the Transformers, like, what was it, season 3, the old school Transformers, and they had the headmasters? That's what they are. They the headmasters. They sit there and allow their bodies to get used, you know what I'm saying, and ingest WS propaganda and spew it out to give them a shield. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, from Richard Nixon successfully persuading Jackie Robinson to endorse him to Muhammad Ali endorsing Ronald Reagan, there's a history of politicians seeking endorsement of black celebrities or trumpeting whatever endorsements come. I don't think that any black people should ever endorse any politician at all, especially any white one. If white people are so intelligent and they're such the masters of everything, master what the hell it takes to get our vote on your own without any help. Do it on your own. Stop sitting around waiting for a handout. You don't need a translator to speak to people who you forced to take your language as theirs. The hell out of here. Show what you got, or don't show up at all. Anytime a white politician deals with black people, it should be like a bloody steak just showed up in a pool full of piranhas. Go ahead. Survive. Let's see how good you do. If all lives matter and race doesn't matter, you don't need a black translator. Go walk in the hood and get everybody to vote for you. I don't understand why people jump out the window to try to be these people's assistants. You know everything. Like Neely Fuller Jr. said, you call yourself super people, be super. Now, let me ask you guys a question. When it comes to all of these Democrat shills and all of these people who lend their, whatever it is that they lend to these politicians, because you got pro-black coons that do this too. To me, that takes away from their legitimacy. If I had a politician that was a non-black politician and that person just came at me and was like, yo, I want to talk to you and ask you about these ideas, had a genuine conversation with me, honestly talked to me about what they agreed with and disagreed with and said why, that is more impressive than finding some surrogate, since you're so awkward that you can't come and talk to people cross-culturally to speak for you. And I'm not trying to be funny, But don't you find it interesting that most of these politicians, most of these white politicians, most of these Asian politicians, most of these non-black, even black politicians do this. They find people that talk to black people in a very degrading way. They never find people that talk to black people in a welcoming way. Literally, they find people that find all of the Fox News talking points and try to sell us that shit as their policies that they're going to do to try to improve the community. In 2024, black people need to stop being the crutch for white politicians. Let them walk on their own. Push them on out there on that floor and let them walk on their own. Get going out there now, boy. Go on and walk on your own. You don't need no crutches. You don't need no walker. Get your ass out there and walk. You're so smart. Figure it out on your own. Why is it that so many people can tell their kids at age 18 to figure it out on their own? But then you have a lot of people that'll jump in the front of the line to try to help other people who the world has been telling everybody is smarter than you to help they dumbasses figure some shit out. You figure it out. Use that high IQ of yours to find your way out of that plastic bag that's smothering you. Exactly. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Patrick says, well, they would have to talk real policy. That's why they send these shills. They send these shills to tell jokes and to try to charm people. They also don't want to get flamed up. Get your ass over here so we can roast you with your stupid ass. They don't want that either. Get your ass over here so we could send you back home drenched in tears. Oh, they don't want that. You done brought your ass to the Shark Tank. Anytime they come anywhere, it should be the Shark Tank. Why are you giving these people a crutch? The people that don't need any assistance. Are you serious? That's like giving these people, that's like giving a person that can walk a handicap parking pass. What are people doing out here? If you know so much and all lives matter and we got all the same shit in common because we're all American, you don't need no black surrogate to walk in front of you when you go to the hood. Get your ass in the hood and walk up in the corner store. Get your ass in the hood and go walk into a barber shop. Go walk up on that game of spades over there and go talk to them people. Go into one of the public schools deep in the inner city and go sit down and talk to a classroom. These are the very people that caused the damage, and they caused the damage to benefit themselves. Go sit down in there and go look at the shit that y'all created and talk about it with the people that's dealing with it. What you need some black person to shield you from that shit for. Get your ass in there and sit your ass down and talk. Anytime you see a black person taking the lead for a white politician, that black person is running interference. It's white people out there that's capable of talking to black people without no black translator. If you ain't one of them, I guess you haven't earned the conversation. If you sit there and say, I have somebody to help me with black outreach, man, I ain't got to listen. I don't have nobody that talk to help me with no white outreach, but I got to talk to and deal with white people every day. Why the fuck do you get somebody to come help you with black outreach? Fuck that. Figure it out on your own, bitch. I got to talk to Asian people every day. I don't speak any languages of any Asian ethnicity. I got to figure it out. Shout out to you, Rhonda. I appreciate you. Right. Come on. Connect to the base, right? All lives matter. We all American, right? Well, come on. Shout out to Smoke. Shout out to Smoke Mo. Smoke Mo said inside their head, but I'm scared to go to places like Chicago. Scared money don't get money, right? Scared votes don't get votes. We got all of these dope ass sayings that we use and that we come up with because we're the most creative people in the world, and everybody literally has to swagger jack every single thing that we do. But a lot of times, a lot of this greatness that we do, we fail to apply it to our own circumstances and situations. And I think that if we applied a lot of the shit that we say to our own circumstances and situations, we would make huge jumps in progress. Scared votes don't get votes. You don't come down. Make these people talk by themselves. Scared votes don't get votes. Bring your ass on down here. Now you want to bring some bucket of chicken to somebody's dinner table? If you want to deal with some chicken, come bring your ass down here to Moe's Chicken and Greens on 131st and Martin Luther King Boulevard. Sit your ass down in that restaurant by yourself and talk to the owner of it about issues facing his ownership of that business, since you're so worried about some damn fried chicken. You think they'll do that? Nope. I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. Scared votes don't get votes. Think about how degrading that is also. These people, we speak the same language as them, and these white politicians need a black translator. What kind of shit is that? It's not like you go into Louisiana where, you know what I'm saying, people speak in Creole and shit, and it's damn near 50-50 French and English. You're talking to people that speak English with understandable accents. You're not going to the damn bayou or going to the swamp to talk to anybody that actually you might need subtitles to understand. Anytime anybody says anything about black outreach, shut that shit down. You get your ass over there, yo. So the only thing this black outreach that you need to do is reach your ass outside of your echo chamber and get your ass amongst over there with some black people and actually talk to them and shit. Well, I have this person here to help me understand black people. Listen, you're not going to understand black people within the short period of time that you hired this person between an election. So if you're that out of touch already, there's nothing that we have to talk about. You should have been invested. You should have knew what time it was. You shouldn't have ignored people. Now, from here on out, people should establish, if you have a black outreach person, if you have a black surrogate, you're already off the table. We're not even dealing with you. You're going to bring your ass there and come talk to us. You're going to bring your bitch ass there with all 50 of your Secret Service people and sit y'all asses down looking like the Blues Brothers and have a damn conversation, or we ain't fucking with you. You got a black what the hell you need a black translator for? We speak English, motherfucker. Our last names, Black Americans, Foundational Black Americans, ADOS, our last names are more actual English than y'all motherfuckers nowadays. But you need a translator to come sit down and talk English to us. The fuck out of here with that shit. That's that Joy Reid shit that Joy Reid wouldn't understand because she's not one of us. That's that shit that Barack Obama wouldn't understand because he's not one of us. You're going to sit there and act like you need a translator to speak English to us, and because of our circumstances in this country, our last names are more English than any of you motherfuckers like Scarborough or Schumer. Man, go on somewhere with that bullshit. Bring y'all asses over here, or don't bring your ass at all asking for anything. If y'all agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And that's another reason why they have people like Joy Reid and Barack Obama attempting to dilute and attack our history in this country, because there's a lot of history that ties in politically with the politics. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why they want to dismiss all of that shit. Go bring a translator if you're talking to somebody like Joy Reid. English may not be her first language. English is our only language. We don't need no translator. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Patrick says, T'Challa told Captain America when Cap asked him to talk to all the black crowd, T'Challa told him, aren't these your people? They are Americans. Facts. It's just like how Americans, when it comes to international competitions, Americans always root for the white guy. So if there's a white Russian fighting a black American fighter in the Olympics, white America will cheer for the Russian, just like how they cheered for Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather. All that American shit went the fuck out the window when it came to that Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather shit. These motherfuckers are phony. Bring your ass down here to this motherfucking hood and talk to us about shit, or else stay the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's one of the ways that we can lock out and block them out. If you come with a black front man, you're done. You're not even getting into the door. Who is this? He can now, the black front man, bro, you can come in, but if the white dude behind you has you doing the work for him, y'all can't come in at the same time. You either got to wait outside while we bring Nathan in, or you can come in and kick it with us and his ass staying the fuck outside. One of the two, but y'all can't come in at the same time. Megyn Kelly want to sit up there and say that we're all American? Then act like it, white people. If we're all American, first step, white people, stop needing a black translator to have conversations with black people. If we're all American. Because when you go and call customer service, or when you go to any type of place that offers translation services, black people translation is never on the list. So why do you all, who are supposed to be the alleged high IQ people, need a translator? Because you're phony. And your intentions aren't pure. And that shit needs to get called out. It needs to get roasted. It needs to get put up on a billboard, and it needs to be flown across the world with a Goodyear blimp. You know what I'm saying? So now they trying to use black history to shame Killer Mike. Killer Mike seems to believe that he's a modern day Booker T. Washington, who believed that vocational training for black people should be the priority and that educating their minds in a classroom setting would be of little use. No, that's not what Killer Mike thinks. What Killer Mike thinks is that if you make a decision that causes your life to have a different path early than it usually traditionally does, like having a child, then as a way to help financially support the child, you should be able to use the vocational classes that he's suggesting to be able to be a financial means to help support your child. Nobody said that you should trade vocational education for a longer term degree-based education. Nobody said that. This is something that the women at MSNBC said because Killer Mike dared to be a black man and say something about it. You know what I'm saying? During one episode of Short-Lived Trigger Warning with Killer Mike on Netflix 2019, Killer Mike tells a group of kids who have big dreams, you owe your parents not to dream big. Now that's interesting. That's kind of not productive to say. You owe it to your parents to dream practical and start making money as soon as you can. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. You don't owe anybody any kind of practicality. You should reach for the stars. Always demand the most and the best of everything. Do not become accustomed to or welcoming of mediocrity. Never settle for less than the best. The worst that you should settle for is premium. Would you guys, if you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Looking at a black boy who just said he wants to be president, Killer Mike responds, "You're not going to be able to be president." And then, do you guys know what a carpenter is? That's crazy, man. Killer Mike got problems. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike got problems. That sounded like a pro-black coon. If that sounds like a pro-black coon, give me a thumbs up. Let me ask you guys a question. When people say that white supremacy is undefeatable, is that a declaration that a system designed by them is more intelligent and more formidable than anything that we can come up with if they say that? When you hear all of these people say white supremacy is so undefeatable, it's invincible, all of this, is that saying that white preservative technology is more far advanced than anything that we can come up with? If it is, give me a thumbs up. If it's not saying that, then give me a thumbs down and let me know what it is that they're saying. I gotta agree. I agree, Hurricane. It's defeatist. It's bullshit. It's not true. You're talking about people from a place that have no significant monoliths on the continent where they're from, and we have technology on the continent where they claim that we're from that hasn't been able to be recreated with modern science. And all of the people that sit there and pyramid babble never pyramid babble about actual pyramids and how superior they are to the architecture anywhere else in the world. But then they'll sit there and tell you that the Stonehenge people have created the greatest preservation technology in the world called WS. That's impenetrable and impeccable. The hell out of here. Are you serious? Sundial people have the most advanced technology. I highly disagree. Sorry. I disagree on practicality of evidence. Shout out to Crew Reality. Right. And here's the thing. None of them are in Europe, right? That's the point. Right? You know what I'm saying? There is no irreplicable technology on the pseudo continent of Europe, because Europe is a pseudo continent. They had to turn Europe into a continent to make the most self-conscious group of people in the world feel like something. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I bring that up, is because everybody always has all of these pro-black qualifiers. The whole pro-black thing has become where people that have a cult-like following utilize particular talking points to take away from other black people's credibility who they see as a threat. So my question is, what about the people who actually praise white supremacy? People who say stupid shit like it's the greatest system of corruption ever created. Really? I don't think that there's literally anything great about white supremacy at all. Nothing. There's no criticism designed for people that literally praise white supremacy, right? Which is interesting because the same pro-black people put a lot of value into white people, right? Those very people will sit there and tell you that white supremacy is a system. It's a system. It's a system. We all know that it's a system. It doesn't work on an individual basis. We all know that. But the very people who criticize people for dealing with white people on an individual basis will sit there and praise the system when they're the very people that make the emphasis on it, that it's the systematic nature of it that make it as powerful as it is. Someone make that make sense. Here's the problem. We live in a post-truth era now. Shit doesn't have to make sense. Literally, nobody has to justify any nonsense that they say. Because if you got, thousands of people that, rock with you, the fact that they positively confirm the shit that you say, that's all that's necessary. Nothing has to make sense anymore. There's no requirements for making sense. What about black people that plug into the system of white supremacy? Like, there's all of these elements that get untouched when talking about dealing with particular issues with this entire thing. And my question is, who determines what gets skipped? It's the same question I ask about the Bible. Who determines what gets skipped over versus what gets focused on? Who makes that determination? Who's the end all, be all, say all person that signs off on what is law versus what isn't? That's my question for you guys. Who is the determinant of that? Who is the appointed determinant of those issues, of those elements? Who writes the law book? Just think about it. So now here it says, I'm a Killer Mike fan who believes his love for black people is sincere. He said before that his inspirations include Leonard Peltier, a member of the American Indian movement, Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman to be elected to Congress. His music is in the tradition of black power advocates, such as Marcus Garvey and Martin Delany, who promoted financial freedom and black utopias. His intelligence is obvious. Let's look at this.
Getting help used to be hard, whether it's for ED.
Now, actually, we might actually have to look at this some other time because we already are running late. You know what I'm saying? And this thing is 11 minutes long. Let me see what they got over here.
I told my kids on the school walkout, I love you. If you walk out that school, walk out my house.
I'm laughing, but it's so serious.
That's simple. We are a gun-owning family.
Yeah.
We are a family where my sister farms. We're a family where we'll fish, we'll hunt, but we are not.
Now, see, check this out. You see Killer Mike's shirt. Killer Mike says, end racism. Here's my question. And there's a black hand, right? There's a black hand shaking the white hand. If you ask me, the end racism shirt should have two white hands shaking on it. How would a black person end racism unless we violently took over the country and created an enforced anti-racism, anti-black laws? Unless that was what people decided to do, how would black people enforce ending racism? You know what's interesting about racism? Racism is a white problem in the white community, and white people never talk about ending racism. You know how people always have those community, I'm gonna block you out of a conversation because you're not part of a community thing? Racism is a white community problem. They created it, they perfected it, they've utilized it to build wealth, and now they also deal with the residual backlash issues of racism, which are not, inconvenient issues for them. It's just annoyances. But nobody ever asked that question. How are those internal conversations about racism going, white people? Nobody even puts the pressure out there to even ask about that. Now, we know they're not going to come up with anything because they don't want to come up with anything because it benefits them, right? But again, in a technology age, we have to be fighting an information war. Which means that we have to be bombarding people with talking points the same way that people are bombarded with talking points against us. You want to keep sitting there and say that we commit all the crime in the United States? We're going to start talking about all of the little kids that get touched at schools and the people that are doing the touching. And then start asking the question, is it actually safe for people to send their young male children to public schools with all of these female predator teachers there? Because what you got going on in the American public school system is a super predator issue. We don't like how that sounds. I don't give a shit. I give a shit about winning. And if you ask me, that's what most people should shift their priorities to. You know what I'm saying? People need to talk about the dangers of being a parent in the suburbs and the chances that your head might be in a turkey baster bag. And let's talk about the super predator issue in the suburbs with these super predatory, angry incels that go and decide to grab their parents' automatic guns. They get their MAGA rifles and shoot everything up. See, it's okay when you come with this type of propaganda saying it about black people, but everybody's heart skips a beat when you pick out certain statistics and use those statistics to hammer other people over the head with them. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to keep hammering everybody over the head with that shit until they stop fucking with us. But see, there's not a lot of people that are willing to take that approach. Everybody else wants to take the softball approach. So don't hit them too hard now. Everybody else wants to sound tough and hit soft. I'm trying to sound vile and destroy. We got two different missions. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says it's because he's so intelligent that it was all the more frustrating to see Killer Mike telling Kennedy that what America, so now they've dropped off the black part. What America needs is more black carpenters, electricians, and builders of roads, and to imply that we don't need more black professionals. And again, that's not what that conversation was for or about. So what they're doing here, despite the fact that Killer Mike, Killer Mike is working with what he's working with, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They're taking what he's saying out of context. And they're doing it purposely. And Joy Reid is sitting there with deep indentation rings on her neck, side-eyeing in a vile way, knowing that this is a misinterpretation, being Congolese, writing books about Black American history. That's all going on simultaneously. It was also frustrating to see Kennedy seeming to agree with that argument. Not only does Killer Mike need to reevaluate his opinions about education, but he also needs to acknowledge that politicians like Kennedy are going to always exploit the popularity of some black celebrity to win black people's votes. No, they're not going to do that because that's not how black people operate. Do you guys notice how they never write this type of shit about anybody else, saying that other people blindly follow celebrities? For one, we don't blindly follow celebrities, right? The mainstream media has a lot of people confused. The mainstream media has a lot of people who are out here trying to do good, actually causing more damage. How many people grew up in a household and their parents declared to them and admitted to them that they did something because a celebrity did it or because a celebrity told them to? I'll tell you what, neither one of my parents ever told me that they did anything that a celebrity did. And honestly, I don't even remember. My dad used to like Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Sam Cooke, Donny Hathaway. You know what I'm saying? And he never said that he did anything because they did it. Now, that's a foundational Black American mixtape, ain't it? Donny Hathaway, Sam Cooke, Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye. Michael Jackson. That's about as foundational Black American as I tear this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? But for real, how many of y'all parents ever told y'all that they did some shit because a celebrity did it? Or how many of y'all remember from your childhood seeing them go do some shit that a celebrity did? Mine, I never saw that, and they never told me anything like that. And even in my adulthood, they've never said anything like that. So now, where is this idea that we quote unquote follow celebrities? Is that an idea that's true, or is that an idea that's being perpetuated as propaganda to attempt to downplay our intelligence and our validity as a political force in the United States? I don't believe that it's true. I don't believe that Black people follow celebrities. I believe that that's a false talking point that's been created and perpetuated by the white media. I don't believe that that's true. My grandparents, and back in them days, like as old as my grandparents were, it wasn't really no Black people even involved in politics to really be following nobody. I mean, you had Muhammad Ali with his shit that he had going on, you know what I'm saying? And then, you had like, Jackie Robinson and shit like that. But who was the Black celebrities that they like? My grandparents grew up in the black and white days. You know what I'm saying? The segregation days. They wasn't getting no black. They didn't even care what the hell black people was doing. What they cared most about black people was that black people stayed on their side of town and didn't use the white allocated resources, because that shit existed, despite the fact that they don't like talking about it. What celebrities did your grandpa like? There was some Mama Casella or something like that. I like. Did no politicians fuck with no black celebrities back then? Honestly, I don't even know no like black celebrities from back then. Ain't it a black female singer named Mama Cass Elliott or something like that? And she died by like choking or something like that. That's the only black celebrity that I even like know from back in them days. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I think Mama Cass Elliott. Let me see. Hold on. Is that her name? And that's a white lady. But I think it was a black one too, though. But who was the celebrities that we used to listen to, that our grandparents used to listen to? Who are these people that we listen to? And what is it that we did? Oh, she white. Okay. All right. Maybe that's the name I'm thinking of. Ma Rainey. I don't even know nobody from back in them days. I'm trying to think of who the people might be. But they didn't even have no political voice. Big Mama Thornton. Shout out to Miss Niecy. Like, did any of y'all's grandparents follow any of those people? None of mine followed any of those people. So to me, I think one thing that people should do is I think that people should examine all of these mainstream narratives, because everything that people say is not really like how it appears. Would you guys agree? It's not really how it appears. So if you got the white media sitting up there saying, well, all you people do is just follow celebrities. Do we really? What celebrities do we follow, and where did we follow them to? What is the data that's being used to declare that we just follow these celebrities? Shout out to Smoke Mo. Smoke Mo said back in the day they had some stand-up activists like Medgar Evers. Facts. But that whole we need to not follow celebrity shit, if we don't verify and validate that that's actually true, they got us on a whole chase sitting up there talking about we need to stop doing some shit that we're not actually even doing, possibly. Right. I agree, bro. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. I keep saying Taylor and it's Tyler. I'm sorry. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Patrick says, Rob is right, but there's a segment of blacks who do follow celebrities and the Democrats highlight them. Overall, most of Black America don't. Facts. And the thing is that all of the small segments of us that have, issues or have some type of deficiency or have some type of thing that they do that's not favorable, they highlight those and make those as the majority. Shout out to Kim and Kelly. I don't even think that the majority of young people are into celebrities. I think that the young people do the same thing that we did when we were young. They just listen to music and shit like that or watch TV because it's there. I don't think that there's literally nobody like that has a shrine to 50 Cent or some shit like that in their room. They don't idolize those people. If a song is on that people like on the radio, they turn that shit up. If some tickets is available for a concert and people got extra money, they go to the concert. There's literally nobody that's like idolizing these people. Where are they doing it at? You know what I'm saying? We see the same shit like back in the day, like the old school foundational Black American people used to put conch in their hair. You know what I'm saying? They had their shit fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Everybody wants to look like the Temptations and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to look like dude on the S-curl box. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Things just change with the time. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way how like back in the Snoop Dogg, Bone Thug era, people was wearing cornrows and you know what I'm saying, all that. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, you know what I'm saying, people got pink highlighter dreadlocks and skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? People get fashion cues and shit like that, but to me, that's not idolization. White people do the same thing. And nobody ever calls white people out. White people make businesses out of mimicking celebrities that they like and worship. They actually got shrines to Elvis all over Las Vegas. Where is our shrines to where is the shrine to 50 Cent? Where is as much as we love Michael Jackson, where's the shrines to Michael Jackson at? We don't do this shit like what they say we do. They do that shit and then project it onto us and say that we do it. It's not a bunch of Michael Jackson impersonators running around this bitch. It's a bunch of Elvis impersonators running around this bitch. This is what Neely Fuller Jr. was talking about. It's a form of confusion when all you do is stare at yourself and hyper focus on shit that's not even true, the propaganda shit. This is the reason why Neely Fuller Jr. said it's important that Black people don't just sit around staring at other Black people. Neely Fuller Jr. said that shit. And the very people that quote Neely Fuller Jr. all the time are the people that tell you not to converse and interact with other people. So if you don't converse and interact with other people, how do you get the firsthand information about what's actually going on? These people still reenact the Civil War. How many of us is going around with reenacting slavery? These people hold on to shit forever. The Confederates, the SS Reich, they've been lost a war. They lie about us, man. And they hyper focus on a small segment and try to use that small segment as factual validating information, and it's not. It's not. So now let me ask you guys this. If they have a bunch of people focusing on problems that aren't actually problems, people always talk about the distraction. That's the distraction. People need to reevaluate the problems that we're actually looking at, because them problems that we're actually looking at, if you take a true look at them, they probably are not problems at all, which means that you're missing out on actual problems, or you're diverting your resources to places where they don't need to, and you could divert those resources to places and fix particular things. We got 48 people in here. How many of y'all, quote unquote, worship celebrities? I guarantee you that nobody's. I know for a fact that y'all don't sit in here and watch celebrities all day, because y'all done sat here and spent 3 hours with me talking shit. And I'm not a celebrity. They lie. We shouldn't trust any information that comes from them. They lie. Our first and last names are a lie. And if you ask me, one of the things that people need to really start focusing on is focusing on the undebunkable exposure of all of the lies that they try to bombard us with. Because once we've cracked the credibility, that's the first victory in the information war. Once you've debunked somebody's global integrity, you know what I'm saying? Everything else just falls down like a domino. Just food for thought. Shout out to everybody that came through to the stream. I hope you guys appreciated it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time, as always, like I always do with y'all, because I got the best comment section on YouTube. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I want to shout out all 32 stream sponsors, man. This probably is like a record-setting stream for me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate it. We got DSB in the building, killing it. DSB killed it. Make sure y'all show DSB some extra love. You know what I'm saying? With the $3 super chat. Shout out to AB with the 5 months of membership support. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to DSB again. Every time I say DSB name, y'all got to make sure y'all throw double flames, ducks, and radiation emoji in the chat. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to Rhonda. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to AB. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to AB. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to DSB. Shout out to Kiko. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to DSB again. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Shout out to Miss Niecy. Make sure y'all show Miss Niecy some love. Shout out to Patrick Tyler again. Shout out to my man TD Hip Hop Media. Shout out to Hurricane with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Kale. Kale is a longtime member. Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole green team. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kale again. I think he might have upgraded his membership. Shout out to you for that, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to DSB again. DSB again. DBB again. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to my man AB Promotions again. And shout out to DSB again. All right. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate you guys. All right. You guys are the reason why I keep going live every day. And like I said, I'm getting closer. Hopefully, I will be able to do this project for y'all and put together some dope stuff for y'all. Hopefully, toward the end of April and the beginning of May. All right. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,